All right, here we go. We're back, and this time we're on men's quarterfinal action. The ladies one semi-final has been locked in. That is between Kostyuk and Andreeva. But now we're here for men's quarterfinal action. We've got Zverev versus Hadar. This is going to be interesting. This will be interesting. Zverev is the favorite. He's the most experienced player down the bottom half of the draw. None of the guys down the bottom have played a quarterfinal of a major. They've all played big matches, right? Menchik's won a 1,000. Fonseca and Hadar have done well at 500s and had a couple of runs at 1,000s, but they're all playing quarterfinals of Slam for the first time. Zverev has been here and done that many times, specifically at this stadium. He's done it here. He beat Alcaraz at this time, or around this time, back in 2023, right? Or 22. 22. So he's beaten some of the big boys on this court. He obviously played Rafa that year as well. He played Djokovic here last year, lost in the quarters, but hey. And? Like, okay, cool. He lost to Djokovic. So, big deal. But let's see. Let's see how this one goes, because I am interested to see how Zverev looks and how Zverev handles this moment. Roof is still shut. This is an indoor match. Is it true that Hadar was 900, top 900 last year? I think so, yeah. He was way, way out of the rankings last year. Like, he was super, super unknown 12 months ago. Did I sleep today? Yeah, I slept for like 4 or 5 hours. I'm expecting this to go for at least 3, 4, 5 hours. Don't worry, chat. I refueled. We're going to be ready. We are ready to scream and shout for 5 hours. Just sit back. Keep doing your work. Whatever you're up to right now, just chill. And I'll tell you what's happening. I'll tell you what's happening. I'll keep you updated. You don't have to look around. Don't want to get you in trouble at work, you know. I'll tell you what's up. I actually think this could be 3 sets Zverev. If this is a straight set for Zverev, that would be super impressive for Zverev. That would be huge. Both guys big serving and can do it well indoors. I don't know about Hadar indoors. We haven't seen him much indoors, but Zverev we know he can play indoors. This will be a different experience for Hadar, though, because he hasn't played indoors at this tournament, right? So this will be different for him. Zverev has played in this stadium at night, during the day, indoors, outdoors. Like, he knows this stadium. Where Hadar, I think, is this Hadar's first match on Chatrier? I think it is, right? I don't think Hadar's been on this court. So again, we should not underestimate how nerve-wracking that is. That he is on this court. He's on this court for the first time because Djokovic and Sinner had it for the first couple of days. He played out on Susan Longland the other day. Unless he played... No. He was playing on, like, way outside. So, yeah, Susan Longland on the other day. Has he played on this court? No. Zverev and Djokovic did. Okay. Hadar was on court 3 that day. And then Hadar was on court... He's slowly being promoted. From court 7 to now. Hadar has slowly made his way to the main court. Yeah, he started court 12, then he went to court 7, then he went to court 3, then he went to court 2, and now he's on court 1. So he's slowly made his way up to this stadium. But he's never played here, and he hasn't played under the roof. Sasha Zverev only plays here. I don't remember. Has Zverev not? I think Zverev's played every match on center court, right? Maybe he played on court 2 once because of a Frenchman, but that's probably the only reason. All right. Here we go. Hadar in the blue. Zverev in the black. We're not saying darts Zverev yet, are we? Should we stop saying darts Zverev? I don't know. Sasha in the black has that. He got that darts Zverev vibe. We're not giving him that name yet. Maybe if he wins the tournament, we will. Great experience for Hadar. Look, that's the thing with Hadar, right? He doesn't have to win. Zverev has to win. Hadar could lose this match and come back again and do it again next year. And, obviously, with Hadar, with Fonseca and Menchik, they've got time on their side. They're 10 years younger than Zverev, so they have time. If they don't do it next year, they can do it the year after. The year after, right? They have plenty of opportunities. Whereas Zverev, at 29 years old, and with Alcaraz and Sinner out the way, and Djokovic out the way, this is his to lose. There is the Spanish king, maybe? I can't remember. Somebody really famous in Spain is there. Am I right in saying that this is the first time Slam winner? Yep. First time Slam winner and new French Open champions on both sides. Cam had a vision. Zverev was Captain America and thousands of next generation players were at his heels. And that's where we are right now. Zverev is Captain America standing in front of an army of next generation. And he's got to take them all one by one. He's only got to win 3 more matches, Zverev, and he wins the title. He walks out on court in all black. Can Zverev get through the first of the real test? Because he's been good, Zverev. He hasn't had to play that. He hasn't played any seeds though, but he hasn't been tested really. He beat Bonzi, Mahach, Ellis, and De Jong, and he lost 1 set along the way, and that was to Ellis in the third. But Ellis kind of went off in that third. Hadar, he took out Kovacevic, Duckworth, Mickelson, and Carreño Busta. The last 2 matches he's played have been, he's had to come back from 2 sets to love and 2 sets to 1 down. And then against Duckworth, it was a 4-setter as well. So Hadar has played a lot more tennis, and the last 2 has been 5-setters. But the thing with Hadar is that he didn't look tired against Carreño Busta. He didn't look bothered against Mickelson. He did look bothered in Rome and Madrid when he was tired, but he hasn't looked bothered. And also the problem with Zverev is that he hasn't played someone at this level. He hasn't had a warm-up. He didn't play Feast, which is who De Jong replaced. He didn't play Hashanov, which would have been probably a nice warm-up for this. But he's coming off a couple of easy opponents, and now he's taken on a kid that's in very good form and very scary. So it's a big leap to this guy. And I guess lucky for Zverev, if he does get through this in relative ease, or at least he gets through in a test, the next opponent's going to be a similar type, right? A similar guy. In the mid 20 rankings, hasn't been there before, experience on Zverev. So luckily Zverev doesn't have to play like a Ruud or a Djokovic, right, in the next round. So if he does get through Hadar in 4, you'd say that's a pretty good result. He probably like his chances against the next guys, against Menchik and Fonseca. Zverev, by the way, looks bored. I don't know, chat. I don't know if he's putting on a face, Zverev, because he's nervous as hell, or if he's actually that confident that he's just like, yeah, all right, it's my trophy. Hurry up and get out my way. Like, come on. Hadar looks tiny next to Zverev. These guys have never played. It's a first-time meeting. Oh, chat, this is real now. The French Open's gotten real. All the shenanigans, all the madness we've had. This is the real shit. This is why we watch. Finally, we're getting to the big clashes where we see these titans. Let's see who's going to take this trophy. Yeah, this is the tournament starts today for Zverev. This is where the tournament starts. The tournament begins now. I just realized that Kaboli FAA. Yeah, that's tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. By the way, chat, we're almost at 200 likes. Appreciate it. Don't forget to sub as well if you haven't already. Here we go. We got to 300k yesterday, so thank you for that if you just joined us. You haven't been here since yesterday. Hadar has played a lot. Got through his first round easy. The 5-setter he played, though, against Carreño Busta wasn't a long 5-setter. So That may help. It was a pretty straightforward 5-setter, which is weird to say, but it is. Somebody else is in the box with Jodar's dad, who is his coach, Rafael Jodar Sr. I do love the father-son combos, and especially when they do well. I love that. I know so many people have already like trying to replace Jodar's dad. Be like, oh, he can't win with his dad. Okay. We'll see. I love how divided people are on this one. Yeah, this one is so interesting. It is such an interesting matchup. Like, what is going to happen? Zverev has looked good all week, but he hasn't been forced to play somebody who's in this kind of form. My prediction, I can't remember what I said. I think I said Zverev in 4 or 5. I can't remember. When Nadal loses, people are going to call for to get a new coach. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, if he doesn't win this match, Nadal, they will be like, get a new coach. He's reached his peak, which is so ridiculous. All right, Zverev's dad's coach is him, by the way. Go, Sasha. It's your time. If Zverev gets through in straights, that would be. If it's close straights, then okay. But if it's a straight sets win, like 4-2 and 4, like. All right, Sasha, pop off. Jeez. All right. Here we go. First time meeting. They're just warming up the serves. They're warming up those serves. Here we go. Last couple of serves, and we will start this fun. Cheering for the youngsters because they're playing so well. However, I have to go with Zverev. Would love him to win a slam. Why would that be ridiculous? Every coach has different knowledge. It's not crazy to think that others can bring something to his game that his dad hasn't. No. It's not that it's ridiculous to get another coach. That's not what I was saying. I'm saying that if Nadal loses this match, people are going to overreact and be like, well, it was because of his dad. 0.
Zverev, if it's straights, if it goes longer, let the excitement begin.
That's it. Thank you for the €5. Yeah, I didn't say that getting another coach or getting a professional. Yeah, I didn't say that. I said people are going to call for his dad's head the moment he loses and be like, oh, well, if he didn't have his dad as coach, he would have won this match. And which is ridiculous to say that at this point when they've done so well together so far. It's like, what are you like? It's I mean, look, if everyone calls for everybody's head when they lose, right? But yeah, I don't think he needs to change things up. The best example of someone who changed things up and then has now gone back to where they started was Raducanu. She won the US Open and then got a different coach. And now she's gone back to that original coach, right? Zverev's had Lendl and other coaches as well. Instead of his dad, he's gone back to his dad as coach, right? So there's no, people are gonna like, you know, if Nadal loses in straight sets, people are gonna say ridiculous things. Oh, because he didn't have a real coach. Shut up. Tony Nadal was a real coach? Come on now. He was a real coach. He coached Rafa to Grand Slam glory. They're all real coaches. All right. I've got Zverev in whatever. I think I said 4. Nadal to serve. Here we go. As the return goes to the forehand of Nadal. Forehand of Zverev. To the forehand of Nadal. Nadal hits it out. This might be my favorite matchup of the ones that we've got. I'm excited this one. This might be my favorite of the bunch. Because there's just so many questions that will get answered after this match. Love 15. As Nadal serves a fault. It's got to be nerves, right? He's got to be nervous. Second serve. Serve in the backhand as Zverev. Return goes in the backhand of Adar up the line. Into the forehand of Zverev. Hadar comes to the net. No, he doesn't. He ran backwards and Zverev got him. Ooh, he didn't commit, Hadar. That's definitely nerves. His feet got stuck in the mud. Love 30. Zverev made him pay. Even Sasha thought he was going to approach and he smacked a winner. If Zverev thought he was staying back, maybe Sasha wouldn't have crushed it. Love 30. Hadar serves. Into the forehand. Zverev return is good to the forehand of Hadar. Zverev forehand up the line. Goes long. 15-30. Nothing to lose. Yeah, but he kind of does, though. I mean, that sounds fun. Yeah, Hodar. I'm saying it quickly and I have an Australian accent. 15-30. Hodar serves. Into the forehand is Zverev. Return in the net by Zverev and 30-0. See, like, the thing of saying, like, there's nothing to lose, I feel like that's the case if you play Sinner. That's the case if you play Alcaraz. If you play Djokovic. Everyone has something to lose now. Like, there is no, like, if I hear anybody say there's nothing to lose, that's a lie. There is something to lose. A Grand Slam is on the line. Hodar wins this one. He could win a slam. Like, that, he is this close. And we don't know how close he's going to be again. Is that Chris Pine? 30-40. Why is he wearing glasses? It's dark inside. We're inside and the lights are on. Yeah, please don't put scores in the chat. Appreciate it. All right, break points, Zverev. 30-40. As we default, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Zverev. Return. Into the backhand of Hodar. Backhand from Zverev. Again to the forehand of Hodar as Zverev goes up the line. Hodar backhand again. The forehand of Zverev. Hodar backhand again. As Zverev hits a drop shot. Hodar's going to get there, but Zverev's at the net. Oh, he can't get it, Zverev. Great pass. Hodar. That's going to settle the nerves. Deuce. Yeah, it's going to be one of those streams. All right, deuce. Wasn't a bad drop shot, but Hodar is quick. Zverev will learn. Zverev will learn. Deuce. As Hodar serves. Out wide. Into the forehand of Zverev. Hodar forehand up the line. Zverev wins the point, though. Hodar overhits it. That's something Hodar's going to have to be, is patient. Because Zverev is going to make him play lots of rallies. You can't really hit your way through Zverev very often. It's unless you're Alcaraz, right? But hitting through Zverev, or Sinner, hitting through Zverev is not really... doesn't always work. It's not a super effective tactic. He's got to bide his time. Advantage Zverev. First serve to fault Hodar. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Zverev. To the backhand of Hodar. Zverev. Backhand with Hodar. Zverev again with the backhand of the line. Oh, he missed it. God, Zverev hits that shot. That would have been a perfect start. Deuce. Zverev has everything to lose. Yeah, but everyone has everything to lose now. Like I said, I've said the last few days, you know, everyone who loses loses a match at this tournament now is going to have lost a massive chance. We don't know if Wimbledon or the US Open is going to be this open, right? We don't know. There's no guarantee. Sinner's not going to be bad next time. I'm sure he's going to be out for revenge. Alcaraz is going to come back, and Djokovic is still around. And Wimbledon's even harder to win. Slice is into the forehand of Hodar. That's a great shot. Zverev hits it in the net. Advantage Hodar. So, like, yeah, you could say Hodar has nothing to lose. Maybe not against Zverev, but he does have something to lose because anyone can win this. Anyone can win this. This is a great opportunity. advantage Jodar to get the first game of the match. As the backhand return from Zverev goes to forehand of Jodar. Zverev backhand into the backhand of Jodar. Again to the backhand of Zverev. Jodar backhand again. Zverev, good angle. Jodar slices it back. Goes long though, and we get to deuce. This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. Zverev's going to test his legs. We haven't seen Jodar have any problem with the legs in this tournament. He hasn't looked like he was cramping or sore or anything, which is so good. Maybe because the altitude in Madrid was different, or maybe because other tournaments there was other reasons, but he's been fresh enough. All right, deuce. As Jodar serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Zverev. Return goes into the backhand of Jodar. Zverev with a forehand. Cross court. They go forehand to forehand a little bit, and then Zverev goes up the line. Jodar backhand. Zverev backhand in the net. Ooh, Sasha tried to put the foot down then. All right, advantage Jodar. Advantage Jodar to take first game. Yeah, deuce jail to start the match. This is what Zverev wants, though. He wants this match to be long. He wants Jodar to feel it as we had a forehand rally. Oh, Zverev hit it in. No. Jodar says it's wide. Nope. He says it's in. He concedes. We're back to deuce. Great shot, Sasha. That's 2 forehand winners from Zverev that have been really good on the cross court. All right. We are in deuce jail. Serve. Out wide of the forehand of Zverev. Return goes into the forehand of Jodar. Up the line of the backhand of Zverev. Jodar wins the point. Zverev overhits it. And it is advantage Jodar. I can't believe Big Foe couldn't put away the deuce yesterday. Oh yeah, man. That was tough. That was tough. All right, advantage Jodar. As Jodar serves. Into the forehand of Zverev. Return goes to the forehand of Jodar. Zverev forehand on the stretch. Jodar unleashes up the line. Zverev's over the slice. Jodar, forehand again. Into the backhand of Zverev. Again to the forehand of Jodar. Now Zverev with the forehand on the stretch. Cross court and wide. Jodar wins the first game of the match in about 8 minutes. I'll tell you, Zverev might have lost the game, but he definitely won that first exchange, at least physically. This is going to, that's what Zverev wants. He wants long games. Especially with Jodar, being the one to serving, under that kind of pressure. Zverev, by the way, he should be better on the serve here and the returns. Jodar has the forehand slightly. Zverev's got the backhand. On movement, they're pretty much dead even. So, let's see. Let's see if that does play out to be true. By the way, chat, we're almost at 300 likes. Appreciate that. Sure, we're going to get to 1,000 likes for this match. This match is going to be a banger. This match is a banger. If it's not going to be bang on the scoreboard, it's going to be at least 3 hours. All right. Here we go. Zverev serves. As the return goes in, the forehand of Zverev. Jodar backhand pass and Zverev volley in the net. Oh no. Love 15. Has Caboli dropped a set? He dropped 1 set against in the last match. In the last match, he dropped a set. All right, love 15. As Zverev serves a let. Love 15. As Zverev serves. 10 minutes already. Oh, Zverev with the fault. I mean, Zverev's got to get first serves in. Zverev needs serves. All right, 15 love. Serve again. And to the backhand of Jodar as we get a backhand Zverev at the line. Jodar forehand goes to the forehand of Zverev. Again, the forehand of Jodar. Zverev with the forehand again. Cross court. Jodar gets it on the stretch, but hits it long. It's 15-0. Another thing that Zverev is doing, he's making the court real wide, right? So he's really stretching Jodar out wide as well to start these rallies. That's what Zverev does. You know, he's getting those. He's got those. He's got the big windy topspin, right? Big windy shots, but like stretching Jodar out rather than just trying to hit down the middle and try and hit it hard. He's trying to work Jodar out. And Jodar gets it back. Zverev with a drop shot. It's terrible. And Jodar hits a winner. Jeez. Zverev shanked that drop shot. It was almost too easy for him. And he completely butchered it. 15-30. It was the right idea for Zverev, but he just didn't have the execution. Like that was a perfect idea. Yeah. That was definitely a drop shot there, but that was not a good drop shot at all. In fact, it was a terrible drop shot. All right, 15-30. Sasha needs serves. He serves down the tee. Jodar gets it back. Zverev forehand inside out. Great shot. Jodar puts up a lob. Zverev with a smash. Straight to Jodar on the backhand. Now Zverev's in trouble with a slice. As Jodar, forehand cross court. Zverev on the defense. Hits it long. 15-40. Oh, man. Zverev had the better of that point to start. And then Jodar came back. The second Zverev hit the smash to him. 15-40. 2 break points for Jodar. Zverev serves. Out wide of the forehand of Jodar. Return goes forehand of Zverev. Jodar, backhand. Oh, it's in the net. He went after it, Jodar. That's probably a winner if it goes over. Because Zverev wasn't going that way. 30-40. 30-40. Zverev serves again. Out wide. Jodar gets it back. Zverev, forehand cross court. That's a great shot. Jodar gets there. Puts up the lob. Goes in. Bounce smash. Zverev. That's put away. All right. Sasha gets the deuce. Tell you, Jodar is doing a lot of running to start this match. He is having to move a lot. Again, like I said, I think as long as Zverev doesn't go down, like doesn't lose these kind of games, will all add up for Zverev in the end. Well, they should. And they should be, all these longer rallies should favor Zverev long term. Now he's going to serve. Ace out wide. There's a serve. Needed that one. By the way, Jodar has won 5 of the 7 longer rallies. So he's won them. But there has been there has been 7 long rallies plus 9 plus shots already. Only 4 rallies that have gone under 2 shots. As we get under 4 shots. Under 4 shots. So this has not been a quick serve and return kind of game. Zverev served a great serve and the umpire robbed him. You're going to have to replay the point advantage. Because probably Zverev. I wonder if there's a way I can check. There's got to be a stat that shows how much they've moved, right? Like there's got to be a movement stat, right? Physicality stat. Forehand goes out by Zverev. That's a shank. Oof. All right, deuce. We get the deuce. And Zverev serves out wide. Oh, a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Jodar. Backhand from Zverev goes cross court. Hodar's going to get on the stretch. Zverev with a drop shot. No good. Jodar with a pass. Zverev with a volley. Oh, it landed in. Zverev got so lucky. He got so lucky. I'll tell you the problem with Zverev's drop shots is that he just telegraphs them, right? He tells Jodar so far in advance. There is zero disguise. And Jodar's there. Well, he was there so quick. But it's because he just saw Zverev. As soon as Zverev does this, right? He goes, drop shot, and he starts running. Like, he knows Zverev's not going to slice. Like, the second Zverev goes like this. He goes like this, right? Backhand, but he goes, what? Jodar's on the run, because he knows you're going to try and hit a short. Like, he's reading it so easily. It's so obvious. First serve to fold, second serve. He got lucky, though, Zverev. He had the hands for the volley, and he just chipped it over Jodar, but yeah, Zverev's drop shots. Jodar is like, you're not going to fool me. Serve. Into the front of Jodar. That goes out. Zverev holds, and it's 1-1 all. 15 minutes to start, though. 17 minutes. Which, again, I think this is playing into Zverev's hands if he can win a long set to start. I think he would rather do this. Can you show the match? We wouldn't last 20 seconds if I showed the match. And we just hit 300k, and I'm not really in the mood to blow up the channel just yet. So, sorry. But if you stick around, you'll hopefully at least keep up to date with what's going on. 1-1. This is a just perfect Zverev match. This is how he plays. Now it's Jodar comes net with a smash, but he doesn't need to hit the smash because it went out by Zverev. Yeah, Zverev, the drop shots Zverev has hit have had zero disguise. And Jodar is like, bro, you gotta be better than that. You gotta be better than that. Zverev has already hit 4 volleys. And he has come to the net a few times already, Zverev. So, interesting. Return net by Zverev. 30 love. 6 winners, 5 errors from Zverev. Only 1 winner from Jodar and 4 errors. So Zverev's only won the 1 point at the net, though, so far. And that was that flukish volley that he saved at deuce. Has been a 4 from Jodar. That's a winner. All right, 40 love. All right, Jodar to lead again and have the very quick game after a marathon start. 20 minutes for 2 games. That is something. Serving in the back of Zverev, return the net, and Jodar takes the lead again. 2-1. 2-1, and he won that game in about a minute. All right. At the moment, Zverev is looking at Jodar, but seeing Alcaraz's face. Nah, I don't know about that. I would not underestimate Zverev. Oh, yeah, no. No. Underestimating Zverev would be a bad mistake. Zverev should remove his cap for more angle of vision. He's not wearing a cap. He's wearing a headband. Feels weird seeing another Spaniard named Rafael at RG. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I don't get to watch the game, but was Svitolina playing badly or Kostyuk was too good? At the end, it was Kostyuk ran away with it. It was a good match overall, but Kostyuk sort of put the foot down at the end. So yeah. a little bit of both, but Kostyuk definitely won the match at the end more than Svitolina lost the match. All right. People are starting to find their seats again after maybe going out for some food. And Zverev to serve. 2-1. Jodar. Return goes to back in Zverev. Drop shot is good. That was better. Jodar wasn't expecting that. That was a little bit better by Zverev. Jodar couldn't get it. That was a great drop shot. 15 love. Johnny Mack just said, I've never seen Sasha tired. Agree. Agree. Same. Same. First serve's a fault. Second serve. As a return from Jodar goes up the lines. Zverev with a slice in the net. Great return. Good placement there too. $15-all. $15-all. As Zverev serves into the corner, Jodar to the backhand. Zverev in the net. Sasha's backhand is a little bit dodgy. Zverev's backhand is producing errors. 4 errors already on the backhand. His go-to. All right, Zverev serves into the front of Jodar. Return goes back into Zverev. Jodar backhand pass in the net. Oh, Zverev got lucky with that one. Jodar was lining up for the pass. All right, 30-all. Zverev serves again. Into the backhand of Jodar. Forehand from Zverev. Cross court. That's a great shot. Jodar gets it. But it goes wide. All right. 40-30. Zverev. 40-30. Zverev to level. 24 minutes already. Return goes in the back of Zverev. Zverev crushes the backhand. That's good for the confidence, that one. Needed that one. After all those errors he's hit. Caroline Garcia sitting in the front row. All right. 2-all. 24 minutes. All right, back to Jodar. Both guys have had a little bit of work on serves, or had to work for their serves. Jodar in the last game, though, kind of crushed it, so. All right, 2-2. As a return goes into the backhand of Jodar. Backhand of Zverev on the stretch. Jodar with the backhand up the line. Zverev's got it with his forehand. Jodar forehand up the line. That's a great shot. Zverev slices it back. Jodar backhand up the line. Zverev with a pass in the net. Lovely work from Jodar. Chat, I'll tell you what I want to see. You know what I want to see, chat? You know what I want to see? Chat, what? Just guess what I want to see. What do you think I want to? What do you want to think I want to see? What do you think I want to see? What match do you think I want to see? Try and get inside my head. What do you think? What match do you think I want to see next? What do you think I want to see? Who do you think I want to see the match up next? None of you getting right because the guy that I'm thinking, he's not here. That goes out by Zverev. It's 30 love. Now, you guys are thinking too small. Come on. You guys are thinking too direct. No. Now someone said Rafa. Like, no. Oh, wait, talking about this Rafa or that Rafa? No. Hadar versus Alcaraz. That's what I want to see. Because I'm watching him push Zverev around, and Zverev's not making those passing shots. I'm like, I want to see Alcaraz running for a Hadar approach and smacking it past him or smacking it to him. I want to see Hadar take on Alcaraz. The way that he plays, this explosive play, like Zverev's doing okay defensively, but I want to see Alcaraz ripping those shots. Like, that's a great matchup. And that goes out by Zverev, and Hadar has won the last 2 games and is up 3-2. That's what I want to see. I want to see Hadar Alcaraz sometime this year. Whenever Carlos comes back, I want this guy to play him. Because I think, like, I'm looking at Zverev and I'm like, Alcaraz would have made that shot. Like, that approach, like, Sinner probably does too, but Sinner doesn't stand that far back to let Hadar do what he just did to Zverev. But Alcaraz does sometimes, on the defense, stand far back. And seeing Zverev attempt passing shots against Hadar, I want to see Alcaraz try and rip a ball past Hodar in the from that baseline. Because Zverev, he's so far back, it's like, even if he does get the return, he'll get it back. It's like, Hodar's got that shot, but I don't know. I was just like, oh man, I would love to see Zverev see Alcaraz on the stretch there trying to smack a winner past him. That'd be fun. It's raining, by the way, outside, so the roof is shut. All right, 3-2. Hodar has gotten his serve together. Maybe the first game was nerves. We can put that down to nerves. I'll tell you, if it is Fonseca versus Hodar in the semis, that's also a very interesting matchup because Fonseca can turn defense into offense real quick. All right, 3-2. Hodar. All right. Serve out wide. Hodar gets it back. Oh, Zverev hits a winner, though. Hodar, I don't know what he did there. That ball was in by a mile, wasn't it? No, it was out. Okay. All right. No idea what happened. Zverev was confused. He's like, I didn't hear anything. All right, second serve. As the backhand return goes to the backhand of Zverev. Hodar backhand to the backhand of Zverev. Hodar another backhand. Zverev up the line. Hodar gets it back with a forehand. Zverev again to the forehand of the backhand of Hodar. Slice from Zverev now. Hodar comes in with a volley and puts it away. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. Longest rally of the match, that last one. All right, love 15. Serve out wide, the backhand of Hodar. Fauna from Zverev, back behind Hodar, but he's there with a backhand. Backhand from Zverev up the line. Hodar gets it back with a forehand. Zverev on the stretch. Hodar up the line. Zverev's there with a slice. As Hodar forehand cross court. Zverev is just running down everything, but he can't get it back. Love 30. By the way, thank you, Alan, for becoming a member. Appreciate it. All right. Love 30. Love 30. As we default second serve. Second serve. Serve out wide. Hodar gets it back. Zverev with a forehand up the line. Hodar backhand again to the back of Zverev. That's a good shot. Hodar pass in the net. Nice work, Zverev. That was a better cross-court approach. He did give Hodar a chance to pass him, but Hodar couldn't get Zverev to volley. Power chat, thank you for we got 300 likes already. Can we get to 500 by the end of the set? We played, I think, 30 minutes already for these 5 games. Serve again. Into the back end of Hodar. Forehand from Zverev. Cross court is wide. 15-40. Hodar has got break points again. Zverev just not getting freebies on serve. 15-40. All right, 15-40. As Zverev serves. And the return goes in to the doubles lines. Gotcha. Good serve. Good serve. 30-40. 30-40. Still a break point for Hodar. Serving the forehand of Hodar. Return goes to the forehand of Zverev. Hodar backhand. Again to the forehand of Zverev. Cross court the forehand of Hodar. Zverev. Forehand up the line. Hodar gets the backhand. Zverev. Backhand again to the backhand of Hodar. Zverev backhand again. To the backhand of Hodar. And Zverev. Again to the backhand of Hodar. They're just going backhand to backhand at the moment. Hodar goes up the line. Zverev with a forehand goes into the forehand of Hodar. Zverev with a backhand and then goes over. Backhand to backhand rally. Zverev is hitting it short. Hodar on the attack. Slice Zverev. Hodar forehand is a winner. There's the break. Zverev just hitting it way too short. He's hitting it so short. And Hodar is punishing him. 4-2. 4-2. Yeah, Zverev just playing safe. He's hitting the ball so short. And Hodar's like, yep, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, perfect. Thank you. That's exactly what I need. I want to stand inside the baseline. I want to crush shots. You stay back there and, do what you're doing. And I'll crush the inside of the baseline, yeah? 4-2. As Zverev returns into the front of Hodar. Zverev up the line to the backhand of Hodar. Zverev backhand again. Hodar goes into the backhand of Zverev again. Hodar backhand to the backhand of Zverev again. Up the line to the forehand of Hodar. Zverev. Oh, hit the tape from Hodar. Zverev gets it back. Hodar then hits a win up. That's just unlucky for Zverev. It might have had a bad bounce, actually. Was it a bad bounce? He looked at the court. That was unlucky, but what can you do? 15 love? Zverev's playing from Australia. Yeah, Zverev's out there in Melbourne Park trying to hit the ball back from Rod Laver Arena. 15 love. As we serve. There's a fault from Hodar. Second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Zverev. Hodar forehand. To the backhand of Zverev. Up the line to the forehand of Hodar. Zverev. Forehand in the net. 30 love. This is the first time Zverev has been tested this week as well. The first time Zverev has looked under so much more pressure. He hasn't been under pressure like this. Even against De Jong in the first set when it was close, he never looked like he was in trouble of losing the match, right? I mean, right now, Hodar looks like, he might win in straights. That could be, we're a long way away, but still. Serve to the forehand of Zverev. Hodar backhand is Zverev. Cross-court backhand. That's a good shot. Jodar gets it. Zverev back up the line. Jodar's there with his forehand. And Zverev backhand cross. Jodar gets it up the line. Zverev forehand cross. Jodar's there with the forehand up the line. Too good. 40 love. Jodar hasn't lost a point on serve since the first game. He's won this is the third game in a row now he's gone up 40 love on serve. So the chance for Zverev was the first game of the match to get the break, and that's been it. 40 love. And Jodar is just trying to... Look, Jodar's playing to win. Serve. Into the forehand of Zverev. Back into Jodar as a drop shot. Zverev's going to get there with a slice. Drop shot winner back. There we go. All right, 40-15. 40-15. Much better from Zverev that time. It was a good drop shot from Jodar, but Zverev is sneaky quick. All right, Jodar into the forehand of Zverev. Zverev in the net. Jodar just great serving. And he's up 5-2. Zverev's going to serve to stay in the set. Zverev needs to serve first in the second. That has definitely been a factor as well in this set. Jodar holding and then being able to swing on the returns. All right, how we doing, chat? How we doing? I tell you, it's quickened up over the last... It was what? Like 5 games for 30 minutes, and we've played the last 3 games very quick. Or last couple of games quick. Josh!
There are only a few certainties in this world. Death Tax and Zverev Kroken when the lights are the brightest. Let's go, Jodar.
Look, it's not over yet, but he's just playing way too safe, Zverev. The only time, right? The only time that Zverev is actually going for his shots is on the backhand. Sometimes. So there are some backhands. Most of the time, he's hitting it like here, right? He's hitting it like there. Like Zverev is, even when he's in a more of attacking position, he's sort of just going, and Hadar's sort of like, oh, great. It's only when he has a backhand that he'll maybe go like here, right? And he'll maybe push Hadar, but Hadar's then going punching it up the line. So it's like, it's not really giving Zverev much of an option, but he's sort of like, he's just hitting, and occasionally he'll hit it here, but most of the time, Zverev's just hitting it in this box. And he's just, again, just playing safe. Waiting for Hadar to do something so then Zverev can react. Like, that's not... Like, he's playing... He's very reactive. Jodar's the one who's taking it to Zverev. And that does help if you serve first, right? Because if you serve first, you hold serve, then you can have a bit of a swing on the return. But, yeah, Zverev is just not... He's not getting 3 points on serve, which I think he might have expected or had hoped. But yeah, when he's in the rallies, he's just really just going central and not really making Hadar do too much. As the return goes in the back of Zverev, that's a better backhand. Jodar gets it, but it's long. Hey, Vic, thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate it. 15 loves Zverev. 15 love. Big trouble for Sasha, yeah. Zverev serves again. Into the forehand of Jodar. Forehand from Zverev is wide. Try to go inside out and smacked it wide. Hey, thank you, Vic, for the donation. He barely hit it over the net. Yeah, he's barely, I mean, he's hitting it so short. You're right, he's barely hitting it over the net. He's hitting it so short in the court, and Jodar's just like, really? you do that against Alcaraz, do you? Do you do that against Sinner? Good serve out wide. Yeah, he needs that serve going too. What's his serve looking like here? So serve stats, yeah, he's only got 50% first serve points won. He's actually hit 75% of first serves in, but only winning 50% of the first serves. I think he's serving a little safe. He's getting a lot because Jodar is going 74% first serves in and 70% points won. So yeah, Zverev, he's hitting the first serve in, but he's not really getting the free points at all or any points. He gets that point, though. 40-15. Jodar hits it wide. Who's this lady they keep showing? 40-15. Is that his mum? Is that Zverev's mum? 40-15. Good serve down the tee. Zverev comes in. Puts away the smash. There it is. That's a better game. All right, but it's going to be Jodar serving for the set. That is his mum. Oh, really? Yeah, she doesn't come to the tennis much, do we? We always see his dad and his brother, obviously, because they're coaching him. All right, 5-3. As a return, goes in the forehand of Jodar. Oh, but it goes wide. Jodar pushed it wide. Love 15. Love 15. Serve again. As the backhand return goes in by Zverev. Jodar forehand inside in is long. No, it's in. It landed in. Hawkeye is not a part of this tournament. Anyways, forehand rally. Jodar got Zverev way back. And then the drop shot in the net by Jodar. Okay. That worked for Zverev. Good defense. Love 30. I don't know who the other guy is in the Jodar box. His dad and someone else. All right, love 30. Tennis is your addiction? Same. Serve. As a fault. Second serve. Second serve into the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Jodar. Goes wide. Love 40. This guy. This guy. Come on now. That's Deb. Just keep it on. It's twice now. Love 40. Love 40. Zverev to get the break back. As Jodar serves. Into the forehand of Zverev. Shank return, but it goes into the forehand of Jodar. Zverev. Forehand up the line. Jodar with a backhand cross. Zverev gets it. Jodar backhand again. And Zverev goes up the line. Now Jodar slice. Zverev on the attack. Cross-court forehand. Jodar in the net. Zverev. That was much better by Sasha. That's the last couple of games. He's finally started to step up. Much, much better. But he's still down 5-4, and if he gets broken here, it means nothing. Nothing happened. It doesn't. None of what he just did. All that good work, who cares? All right, 5-4. But the half of the game that he served, and that's a return game, that's the game. Making Jodar stretch, making him move. Just because Sinner and Alcaraz and Djokovic aren't here doesn't mean the French Open title gets given to you. You got to win it. You got to win it. You got to play to win, chat. Chat! You got to play to win in life. Not wait to not lose. I don't know. Watch Rocky or something. I don't know. Watch a Rocky movie. How we doing, chat? Reality check for Jodar? Yeah, but I tell ya, Zverev's got to be locked in still because he could get broken here and it doesn't make a difference what he did just then. Zverev got to hold here. And Jodar might just try and return it. He might just rip some returns. Do you have to play to win? You have to play to win if you want a Grand Slam. If you want this slam, you do. You got to play to win. All right. Zverev serves. To stay in the set. An ace down the tee. 15 love. Great serve from Sasha that time. All right, serve. And volley's Zverev, but this volley not needed. Jodar hit it long. Wide, sorry. 30 love. There's a couple of free points. 30 love. Serve out wide. The forehand of Jodar. Backhand from Zverev in the backhand of Jodar. Jodar in the net. 40 love. All right, Zverev locking in. 40 love. $40 love. Zverev serves again. Into the forehand. Jodar goes into the forehand. Zverev. Jodar can't get that one. Zverev. The last 2.5 games has actually been playing to win. 5-all. Yeah, Kostruk is in the semis against Andreeva. And that'll be on Thursday. All right, here we go. Chat, are we at 1,000 likes yet? Oh. What are you doing? Chat, what are we doing? How are we not even at 500 likes yet? Are you kidding me? Come on. All right, Zverev in the net, 15 love. All right, 15 love. Oh my God, we got to get to 1,000 likes. This is a quarterfinal of a Roland Garros. This is a huge match. Got to get to 1,000. These are the biggest match of the tournament. All right, 15 love. As the backhand return goes to forehand of Jodar. Forehand from Zverev. Into the backhand of Jodar. Zverev. Backing up the line. Jodar gets it back with a forehand into the forehand of Zverev. Zverev in the net. 30 love. Much appreciated for keeping me entertained while working away. Hey, shout out to you. Have fun at work. Where's the party cam? You got 300K. Yeah, we're going to do that over the weekend. 30 love. Why is no one talking about how scary Caboli has been? I have. What are you talking about? Have you got to come to the Caboli matches. He looks scary as hell. Zverev backhand goes long. 40 love. We're back to... I mean, Zverev, by the way, has hit errors in this game, so maybe it's more proactive than, waiting to be beat up. 40 love. Yeah, my bad. Wait, can you see the translations, Deb? There's a bit of fault, second serve. As a return, into the backhand of Jodar. Jodar hits it wide. Hey, thank you, Linear. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got the 300K. We got there yesterday. Yeah, Jodar's 19. Still plenty of years ahead. Oh, okay. 40-15. As a return goes in the forehand of Jodar. Backhand of Zverev on the stretch. Jodar with a forehand cross court. Zverev gets it back with the forehand up the line. Jodar backhand to the forehand of Zverev. Jodar forehand again to the forehand of Zverev. Is Jodar backhand on the stretch in the net. 40-30. 40-30. The guy in Jodar's box is Tati Rascon, former president of the Madrid Foundation. Oh, okay. Why is he there? What's the why is he there today? As that goes to the net from Jodar and from 40 Love, we get to Deuce. Congrats, Cam, 300K. Appreciate it. All right, we get to Deuce. Jodar was born in Madrid. Okay. But, like, why would someone from the Madrid Foundation be in the box? Like, I don't understand. Did he, like, sponsor Jodar or something? Is it a 4-4 rally? Zverev up the line to the backhand of Jodar. Backhand of Zverev. Into the backhand of Jodar. Zverev backing up the line. Jodar can't get it. And Zverev's got a break point to take the lead and serve the set. And I tell you, Papa Zverev looks pretty pleased. He's kind of just like sitting like this. He's like, yep, I don't need to tell you what to do. You're doing the thing. He looks pleased. Quietly pleased. Advantage Zverev. As Jodar serves. Oh, fault. Second serve. Remember, Jodar was up 40 Love. Return from Zverev. Goes out. We get the Deuce.
Congratulations on 300K Cam.
Hey, thank you for the donation, Blunted. Appreciate it. All right, Deuce. Oh, shit, we're at 600 likes now. Let's go. All right, serve again. As a return goes to the net by Zverev. Jodar. Advantage. Advantage, Jodar. Advantage, Jodar. Serve. Is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Zverev. Jodar backhand to the backhand of Zverev. Jodar backhand again. Just backhand to backhand with Zverev at the moment. Jodar up the line. Zverev with a forehand cross. Jodar gets it. Zverev with a forehand again. Up the line. Jodar's there with the backhand. Zverev making Jodar run. Slice goes in from Jodar. Drop shot Zverev in the net. Doesn't have it. Not that shot. 6-5. Jodar leads. Now Zverev's got to serve to stay in the set again. For the third time. Even if he hit that drop shot in, Jodar was there. He read it like a book. That man is the president of the Spanish Tennis Federation, not Madrid Foundation. Oh, well, either way, there you go. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot of sense why he'd be there then. Hey, thank you, Linear, for the 10 gifted. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 10. All right. You have 300K. Congrats. Thank you. Yeah, we got there yesterday. Yeah, it was 5-2. If you're just joining us, Jodar, well, the first 3 or 4 or 5 games, they were marathon, just slog games. And then eventually Jodar got the break and took a little bit of a run, got to 5-2. Zverev held, Jodar got broken, Zverev held again, and that last game, Jodar was up 40 Love, but then had to hold again eventually on at Deuce. And now it's back to Zverev. So nearly an hour played. I tell you, if Zverev is able to get to this tiebreak and win the tiebreak, this set has been, the length of this set has been in favor of Zverev. Again, we haven't seen Jodar physically decline like we did maybe in Madrid and Rome. He did play 4 hours, 16 minutes against Mickelson, though. So he has played some long matches. The Carreño Busta match was only 3.5 hours, though. So, or 3 hours 40. So, yeah. He has played 2-5 setters. You got to think. You got to just when is his body gonna feel this? Love 15. Zverev comes in with a drive volley, and he puts it away. 15-all. Thank you, Claudette. Appreciate it. Yeah, go watch the Tiafo stream, and a confetti explosion happened on stream. That's not a... That's what happened. 15-0. Great serve down the tee. And Zverev hits a smash, puts it away. 30-15. 30-15. Zverev serves again. Serve. Is an ace. Okay. And Zverev to take us to the shootout. And it feels like that's fair. Zverev, by the way, his serving in the last 4 games, 9.6 shot quality. That's the serving that he needed. They're the serves that he wanted. 40-15. Serve again. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Jodar. Backhand of Zverev. Cross court the backhand of Jodar. Zverev with a drop shot. Jodar's going to get there. And hit a drop shot back. And Zverev can't go around the net because he couldn't get there in time. Great pickup by Jodar again. Just reads the Zverev drop shot perfectly. Don't know why Zverev didn't try to come to the net there. Give himself a little bit more time to actually react. Great angle. I mean, that was a great angle. I think Zverev was more worried about running into the chair than trying to get the shot. I think he had one eye on the chair and he's like, yeah, it's not worth it. All right, 40-30. Can I play tennis? Yes. Or do I play tennis? Currently, no. Because I'm always streaming. 40-30. First serve's a fault, second serve. As the return goes into the forehand, Zverev. Jodar forehand up the line in the net. All right, Zverev gets that free point now. Who's winning this tiebreak, chat? This is your time to shine. You tell me how good you are. Go on. Guess the score. You make some predictions for once. I want you to make the predictions. Who's winning this tiebreak? What's the score going to be? Jodar 7-5. Zverev 7-5. Zverev 7-4. Sasha. Jodar 7-4. Zverev 7-4. 7-5 to Zverev. 8-6 Zverev. Kind of does feel like a bit of an 8-6 or a 9-7, doesn't it? 7-3 Zverev. Jodar 7-0. Okay. 12-10 Zverev. 7-0 Zod. Okay, who's that? All right, 4 now from Jodar to the forehand. Zverev. Cross court the forehand. Jodar. Drop shots very good. And Jodar wins the first point. 1-love. He's starting to catch Zverev out with those drop shots too. Zverev is standing so far back. 9-7 Zverev. 7-1 Zverev. I hope we get like 30 points. That would be intense. All right. 1-love Zverev. 1-love Jodar, sorry. One love Jodar. Serving to the forehand of Jodar. Return goes wide. Uh, 1-1. Nice serving from Sasha. He's been serving much, much better. Down the tee. Great serve again. See, chat? There's no such thing as curses, all right? Told you, there's no such thing. All right. 2-1. All right. All right. Nice hitting from Jodar. All right. Lovely drop shot again. Again, he's catching him with the drop shots because Zverev does stand back. We know that. As we just said about why the forehand is Zverev. Jodar forehand up the line is wide. And Zverev gets the mini break. 3-2. 3-2. Zverev. Zverev serves. Serve in the backhand of Jodar. To the forehand of Zverev. Jodar on the attack. Zverev with the forehand on the stretch can't get it. 3-all. So that's the thing with Jodar, is that at any point on the Zverev serve, he can return a banger and then start to attack. 3-all. They change ends. 3-3. 3-all. I'm late. Who was leading 5-2? Jodar was leading 5-2. 3-all. Come on, chat. We're almost at 700 likes. Let's go. Let's go. We haven't even made it the first set yet. Come on now. 1,000 likes before the end of the set. 3-all. Tell YouTube you'll enjoy this stuff. Tell YouTube more people need to be here. Tell YouTube that this is the place to be. The only way you can do that is by liking. You like the video, YouTube are like, oh, you like this thing. Okay. And then more people. We've only got 4,000 in the house. More people, more people. Let's break the internet. 4-3. As the return goes into the forehand of Jodar. That goes out by Jodar. Terrible error. 5-3 Zverev. Man. Bad error on the forehand. 4-3. First serve's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Zverev, up the line of the backhand of Jodar. Zverev with the forehand again at the backhand of Jodar. Zverev with the slice. Jodar in control here. As he hits the forehand inside in, that's a great shot. Zverev slices it back. Jodar with a drop shot. But Zverev's going to get this one and put it away. Shocking drop shot, Jodar. And it's 6-3 Zverev. He just sort of hit the drop shot on the back foot. All right. By the way, that lady is not Zverev's mum. I think it might be actually. I can't. She hasn't come to the tennis that much. I don't think that's his mum though. It could be actually. Maybe it is. Maybe it is his mum. I mean, they didn't show her for long, but the lady in the back's like, 6-3. Great serve down the tee. Lob goes up. Smash Zverev. Jodar goes with a backhand, but it's in the net. That set Turned out actually pretty good for Zverev. Long set, tough set, physical set, and more importantly, Zverev won the set. 66 minutes, Zverev's one set to the good. It might be his mum. It must be his mum. Because I'm looking at photos from like 10 years ago, so maybe it is. She hasn't gone to the tennis lately. 2017, 2018. Yeah, when he had short hair. Or shorter hair. Anyways, first set in the bag. Sasha gets it. He was down 5-2 in the set as well, so a good fight back. Let's see how Jodar can respond. Oh, it's his grandma, is it? It's his grandmother. She was sitting in the back, just, yeah, when he won a point. Oh, it's his grandma. Okay, that makes sense. It's his grandmother. There you go. There you go. Well, grandma, she was having a lot of fun in the back of the box, just woo, celebrating. All right, first set, 18 winners, 15 errors from Zverev, 11 winners, 11 errors from Jodar. Only one break each, 4 break points each. Zverev serving got a lot better, 81% of first serves in, but he started to win a lot more first serve points, up near the 70% first serve points. Remember how I said when he was down 2-5, he needs to serve bigger, he needs to get more free points, started to do that. All right. His mum doesn't go to tournaments when Alcaraz and Sinner are there. Wait, is that true? Why is it a lie? All right. Let's see how Jodar can get through this, because he has come back from a set down in the last match. So he has won the first set. Sorry, lost the first set and come back. Now, chat. I'm gonna chat. One in the chat if you like stats. Hang on. Before I get a little nerdy, right? Before I get a little tennis nerd, one in the chat if you like stats. Because if you don't like stats, I won't throw them at you. I don't want you to get stats and be like, I don't want to listen to this. I'll throw stats at you if you want. One in the chat if you want me to throw some stats at you. 2 in the chat if you're like, nah, bro, shut up and call the match. All right. I'll give you a stat. I'll give you one stat. One real quick stat. Zverev with the serve in the second. Let me give you a stat. All right, I'll give you a quick stat. All right. Let me give you a quick little stat. I'll give you a quick little stat. All right. When Zverev's on the first set at a Grand Slam, 98 wins, 19 losses. He hasn't lost from a setup at the Slam since the US Open last year. If we narrow that down to clay, specifically Roland Garros, because that's the only clay court Grand Slam we've got, 30 wins, 2 losses when he wins the first set at this event. Can anybody name the 2 players that beat him from a set down at Roland Garros? Can anyone name the 2 players? 30 wins, 2 losses. Can anyone name the 2 players? And you get bonus points if you can name the year. Who are the only 2 guys to come back and beat Zverev from a set down at Roland Garros? Drop shot from Jodar is too good. That's left 15. Carlos? No. Not Carlos. Not Carlos. We're talking about from a set up. When Zverev wins the first set. How many players have come back to beat him from a set up? Alcaraz won the first set when they played. Yeah, when Alcaraz and Zverev played, Alcaraz won the first set 6-3. So that's not... When Zverev wins the first set, it's only 2 guys. Djokovic last year is one of them. Djokovic last year. The Nadal match doesn't count because it didn't end. So the Nadal match is like a yes. He did lose the match from... No, sorry, he lost the first set. What am I talking about? No. Rafa won the first set. Who else is the other guy? So Djokovic last year, Zverev won the first set, Djokovic came back to win. Who's the other guy? There's one more guy, and he's very, very good on clay. He was very good on clay. Wasn't as good as Rafa, though, but he was very good. He was very good, and it wasn't Roger. Not rude. Close, though. Team. Dommy Team. So Dominic Thiem, back in 2016. Zverev won the first set 7-6 and lost 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. Zverev was number 15 in the world at the time, and Domi was 41. Sorry, the other way around. Dominic Thiem was 15 in the world, and Zverev was 41 in the world, so just getting started. But still, 30 wins, 2 losses. And Thiem, the Prince of Clay, and Djokovic, the greatest of all time, are the only 2 guys to come back from against Zverev here. From a set down. So Hadar's going to have to do something that some of the greats of this court have done. 15-30. Rate the stat. Was that a good stat, chat? Rate that stat out of 10. Was that a good one? I thought it was pretty good. I think that's pretty impressive from Zverev. Pretty impressive stat. You win the first set, you win the match. You only lose to Djokovic and Thiem ever. And plus, Zverev lost to Thiem 10 years ago. 11 out of 10, I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Good serve, Zverev. 30-all. 30-all. Zverev serves again. Out wide, Hadar gets it back. It's short. And then Zverev crushes up the line. Lob goes up. Zverev with a smash. Put away. 40-30. 40-30. Tsonga was great on clay. Yeah, Tsonga was. Zverev's grandma is loving it. And I love that she's there. This is so fun. She's just like... And then she's... 40-30. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Backhand return. Goes in the forehand of Zverev and he crushes the winner. Sasha takes the game. He's up 1-love in the second. All right. All right. 1-love Zverev. Roof is shut. Rain is falling. Well, it was. Still looks grim. All right. Zverev's backhand in this first set was a 9.2 shot quality. 7.2 for Hadar on the backhand. Zverev's backhand got good. Hadar serves. Into the forehand of Zverev. Return goes in the forehand of Hadar. Zverev with the forehand of the stretch. Hodar goes up the line with a forehand. Zverev with a pass. Hodar with a volley. Zverev with a pass. Oh, it's in the net. That was a pretty shanky rally by both. That wasn't pretty. That was not a pretty rally. 15-love. 15-love. Hodar serves again. Into the backhand of Zverev. Return the backhand of Hodar. Zverev. Oh, it had an air. What happened there? Hodar hit the baseline and Zverev's had an air swing. All right. That sucks. Yeah, the ball just deviated away from Zverev. 30-love. First serve's a fault, second serve. Serve into the backhand of Zverev. Return the backhand of Hodar. Zverev forehand. Into the forehand of Hodar. That's a great shot. That's a shot. That's a great shot. 40-love. 40-love. As Hodar serves. Into the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Hodar again. The forehand of Zverev on the stretch, but Zverev in the net. Hodar levels. 1-1 in the second. All right. Imagine if Feast was in this draw. Well, Feast would have been against Zverev in the 4th round because De Jong, who took Feast's spot, went that far. And you would have thought, well, if De Jong can make the 4th round in that draw, so could Feast, right? So Feast Zverev would have been a 4th round, which would have been crazy. And then Jodar, and then Fonseca Menchik, and then whoever in the final. Like, that would have been such a crazy road. He kind of got a little lucky there, Zverev, not having to play Feast the other night. Instead of playing, you get to play De Jong. As we're forehand now from Zverev into the forehand of Jodar. That goes out by Zverev on the backhand. It's love 15. All right. Love 15. How many Grand Slams finals has Zverev played until now? 4? 3. 3? 4 and inside out to the backhand of Jodar. 4 from Zverev. Into the back of Jodar is Jodar in the net. Jodar. Backhand is a little bit. He's played 4. Now let me think. So he's played Australian Open, US Open, French Open. I don't think he's played 4. He's played 3. He's played 1 of each, right? US 2020, French 24, and Australian 24. Has he played another French Open that I can't remember? No. He's played 3, right? Yeah. All right. 30-15, lovely shot from Zverev. Yeah, 3. He's played 3. 25. 25 Australian Open, not 24. So yeah, it was 2024 French, 2025 Australian. Because Medvedev played 24 Australia. Zverev came close a couple of times in making the final. Like, he's lost in the semis in 5 sets a few times, of this tournament, of other tournaments. As Zverev hits that wide on the forehand. Ugh. 30-0. Yeah, 3. The answer is 3. All right, 30-0. I'm going to serve again. Out wide. Great serve. Clutch from Zverev. 40-30. 40-30. Get this, chat. Ruud and Zverev have made the same amount of Grand Slam finals. Think about that. 40-30. Great serve again, but we're going to get the umpire check. Jodar thinks it's long. Umpire thinks it's wide, and Zverev thinks it's in. Zverev pointing at the mark, and the umpire is saying it's wide. I tell you, chat, you have to be very. You can't be. You got to be very direct with when you're an umpire. That was out. You'll be very sure. Don't show any signs of wilting to the pressures of players. Good serve there, Zverev, though. He gets the game anyway. All right. How many finals, Cam? For what? All right, Zverev leads 2-1. Chat, come on. We're almost there. We're only a couple away from 1,000. 1,000 likes. Come on now. Come on now. Maybe you came in here and you forgot. And you thought, oh, shit, I forgot to do that. Scroll down, check if you liked it, and just click the button. Because it does help the channel. It does help. It's the only way that YouTube know that this is worth your time. You said Ruud and Zverev made the same amount of finals. Yeah. 2 French Opens and a US for Ruud. Right? 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 2 French, right? He lost to Nadal and Djokovic, and then he lost at the US to Alcaraz. Right? Yeah, they both have 3. Exactly. That's what I said. Exactly. I knew that. Definitely. Exactly. All right. All right, here we go. Jodar serves again. 1 hour and 21 minutes played, by the way. Here we go. Zverev leads. All right, 2-1. Serve out wide the forehand of Zverev. Good return the forehand of Jodar up the line into the slices. Zverev. Jodar with a forehand inside out. Zverev gets it back with the backhand. Jodar up the line and then eventually in the net from Jodar on the backhand. It's love 15. His backhand is a problem that Zverev is making worse. Love 15. As the return goes in, the forehand of Jodar. Zverev backhand. Into the backhand of Jodar. There's a bit of forehand now from Zverev. Inside in, great shot. Jodar sliced it back. Zverev up the line. Up goes a lob by Jodar. But it's wide and it's love 30, Zverev. Zverev's starting to attack him a lot more now. Love 30. Grandma loved it. Love 30. As Jodar serves again. Fault. Second serve. Jodar was grabbing his calf. Backhand Jodar into the backhand of Zverev. Backhand Jodar in the forehand of Zverev to the backhand of Jodar. Zverev backhand again. As Jodar backhand again to the backhand of Zverev. Great depth from Jodar. Then he goes up the line for a winner. That's a beautiful backhand. Just a swat shot up the line. 15-30. Super risky, but God, that was good. 15-30. Beautiful shot. And Zverev's like, oh, good one. All right, let me keep an eye on Jodar's leg. Serve again, Jodar. Into the forehand, Zverev. Shank return. And Zverev makes some noise there. He's like, what did I do that for? 30-0. Jodar gets the free one. Jodar, I mean, it's hard to know if he's limping or just strutting. I think it's just how he walks. 30-0. I think it's safe to say Jodar needs this set. As Jodar serves. To the forehand of Zverev. Return goes to the forehand of Jodar. Zverev backhand. Into the forehand of Jodar. And Jodar in the net. Zverev just pushing him back. And Jodar losing the power. 30-40. That lady was in. Yeah, let's go. 30-40. She loves it. All right. Zverev to get the break. 30-40. Serving in the back and Zverev. Return goes forehand of Jodar. Zverev forehand on the stretch. Jodar wins the point. And a shake of the fist from Jodar. We get the deuce. We get the deuce. You know what I love, Chad? I love the fact that Jodar has no one else in the box. Except for his dad and somebody from the Spanish Federation who showed up today, apparently. Like, I haven't seen him all week. Serve out wide the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Hoda up the line. Too good. Because I just love it. Because you know that every time he hits a winner and stares at the coach's box, you know that he's staring at his dad. And that's just I think that's just so cool. To just be like, we got this. And Shelton does it with him and his dad too. Like, it's just, like, I love that. That's so, like, you know, there's no one else in that box. So it's not like he's like, you know, going, let's go and talking to his, you know, girlfriend or anything. It's like, nah, it's him and his dad. It's like, let's get this. I love that. All right, deuce. As Jodar serves again. Heartwarming, they should both be proud. 100%. As we're back into backhand rally. Jodar again with the backhand of the backhand. Zverev up the line to the forehand of Jodar. Zverev wins a point. Jodar hits it wide. Feels like Jodar's just losing a little power and losing a little zip off the ground. Advantage for Zverev. Advantage Zverev. To get the break here in the second. Serving to the back of Zverev. Return is into the forehand of Jodar. Zverev. Forehand up the line. As Jodar backhand again to the back of Zverev. Jodar with the forehand on the stretch. Zverev goes up the line again. Jodar gets it back, but it's in the net. Zverev too strong. And a big shot by Zverev as well. He's up 3-1. And he roars. 3-1 Sasha. Hour and a half played. But yeah, Jodar. So what leg was it? Which leg was it? Because he hasn't stretched or anything since. Because he definitely is looking like he's lost the power on the ground. Like when he's going out of those forehands, he's not hitting it as hard. And if it depends on, well, if it's his leg that's giving him a problem, he's not really loading up, like putting his weight on his leg, which is what you got to do. You got to put your weight into your legs to get that extra power. As with a backhand now from Jodar in the net. Left leg. All right, I'll keep an eye. 15 love. 15 love. See, chat, that first set. These long rallies, right? This is what Zverev... Medvedev does it too, though. Medvedev did it against Sinner in Rome, right? That first set, he just built it up and dragged it out, knowing that, like, okay, if we go to a third or we go into the 3-hour mark, physically, all those first set rallies and all those long exchanges, you're going to feel them later. And Zverev doesn't. That's what this generation don't get credit for. You know, yeah, okay, you know, they're known for not having many slams. But they're not really known for their physicality and how good they are physically. Like Zverev, Medvedev, right? These guys are just machines. You know, they can go all day. Herbert is in the house. Okay. How's that? He just wants to watch some tennis then. Wait, is he in the doubles still? Maybe he's still in the doubles. 15-0. Zverev serves. A let. Zverev's the master of grinding rallies, yeah. All right, 15-0. Sinner dominated the first set in Rome. Yeah, but Medvedev got those long rallies early on in that match. There was some long exchanges early on. And early in the second, too. There was some long exchanges that just wore Sinner down. And that's what these guys don't get credit for those... because it's not pretty, right? It's not a pretty style, right? We love the Alcaraz Sinner, crash and bash. We don't, the grindy tennis gets a little bit annoying. People were like, oh, I hit a winner already. I did read something recently that... Don't sound shocked. I can read. I did read something recently that apparently the average rally length is getting shorter, which means that players are being more aggressive. Which, I mean, look, we've watched enough tennis. We know that. We don't need stats to tell us that. look at all the young generation. They're trying to hit winners off like the third shot. They're not waiting around to hit 40-shot rallies like the older guys did, right? And Zverev 40-15. But the average rally length has gotten shorter. Some people might say it's because of the court speeds. Well, no. It's because these guys are more proactive, right? These guys are trying to finish points. They're not grinding out the rallies like Djokovic, Nadal, Medvedev, Zverev, all the guys from that generation. These young guys are trying to hit, 2-3 shot winners. And I thought that was really interesting. I'm glad that stat's coming through because we watch these guys play a lot, right? As Zverev's grandma with the, let's go, 5-2, 4-1 Zverev. We watch, Fonseca and Menchik and, obviously Alcaraz and Sinner and, Feast and all these young guys. And they all do play that, first, that proactive tennis, that Cobra Kai. Strike first, right? Whereas the older guys, the guys in their towards 30, they're definitely more patient, right? Willing to stay back and grind it out. But the problem is that it doesn't always work in their favor because maybe they grind a little too much, right? They stay too far back. Zverev's like, hold my beer. Yeah, I'll tell you, Zverev has won. He was down 5-2 in the first. And he has won, quick maths. Well, the tiebreak counts as a game, right? So he's won 9 of the last 11 games, right? Hodar's only won 2 games since being up 5-2 in the first. Tien is a younger one who works the points. Well, that's it. There are exceptions. I was going to say, Tien is definitely an exception. Tien is definitely more grindy, for sure. And there's going to be places for those players too, right? Because you can crash and bash all you want, but if you can't get through that brick wall, you're eventually going to maybe hit an error, right? So there is always places for guys like Tien and these kind of guys. Like, yeah, you're right. Tien is definitely, he's almost like an exception because most of the young guys, like I'm talking Mickelson, massive serve, right? These younger guys, Tien is the only one out of those guys that is grindy, Landa Luce, he has a big serve. Prismic is more aggressive, blocks. Obviously, Hadar, Menchik, Feast, Fonseca, all the guys I just mentioned. Yeah, Tien, and it's funny because Tien's number one out of all of them. He's the number one out of those guys. So you wonder, like, oh well, maybe grinding out rallies is a good idea. The consistency's there. If you obviously if you get beat up by these guys, it's not good. But like, there's definitely a place for the grinders still. There always has been, right? Demon was top 10 right now, and he's been one of those, exactly like what I just mentioned. Hey, Ray, thank you for the 52 months. Appreciate it. By the way, chat, we're so close to 1,000 likes. We're only 50 away. We can get there. Surely we can get there. Return goes into the forehand of Hodar. And Zverev is just working him, but hits it in the net because why not? 15 all. All right, 15 all. Another stat that I would love to know? I wonder if the average speed on the forehand and the backhand has gone up as well. I'm sure it has, right? Has the forehand speeds gone up? Because if you're playing more aggressive, you'd expect that the speeds would go up, right? So I wonder if the average ground stroke speed has also increased over the last couple of years because of these guys. All right, 15-0, back in rally. As Hadar, he tried to go for the highlight shot and he missed. 15-30, smacked it in the net instead. So apparently Mahatch is out of action for a while. He hurt his foot against Zverev. So he is not. He has not been. He's on the mend. As the return goes in the backhand of Hodar, backhand now from Zverev into the backhand of forehand of Hodar. As we had a forehand from Hodar to the forehand of Zverev now. As Hodar forehand again, Zverev. Up the middle, Jodar with a backhand. Zverev with a drop shot. Jodar's going to get there with a drop shot back. But it goes wide, I think, by Jodar. Jodar thought he won the point. Zverev's just checking. Umpire said it's wide. That's a shame. 15-40. Jodar reckons it's in. Jodar thinks it's in. Shady.
Managing type 1 diabetes and still competing at this level is a bigger achievement than most people realize. Respect, Zverev.
Yeah, thank you, Shady, for the donation. Exactly. Jodar just missed that one. The umpire called it, and Jodar was like, "Are you kidding me?" No confirmation, though. 15-40. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the corner, Zverev. Return goes long, and it's 30-40. That was a giveaway from Zverev. Ish. 30-40. But yeah, 100%. And look, the reason why is because Zverev doesn't bring it up. And he didn't bring it up in the first place, right? When he started playing tennis, he didn't talk about it at all. So, yeah, that's a crazy thing to play with. But, you know, the fact that he doesn't make a deal of it, right? He doesn't use it as an excuse. He doesn't use he doesn't make any deal of that as well. It's probably why it doesn't get mentioned, because he doesn't talk about it. As with a slice into the forehand, Zverev. Jodar with a slice again. Zverev on the attack with a backhand. Jodar just hanging on as Zverev forehand to get up the line. Jodar with the backhand on the stretch. Zverev drop shot. Jodar's going to get there and hit it in the net. Zverev takes the lead with a double break. 5-1. And Zverev is just schooling Jodar now. He is just carving him up, stretching him wide. And Zverev's going to serve a 2-love lead. Man, Zverev is just... He's just working Jodar over. That was a great drop shot. We talked about his terrible drop shots in the first set. That was a great one. All right. Zverev serving for a 2-love lead. And Jodar's only won 2 games since being up 5-2 in the first. Serve. Ace. 15-love. Fourth ace of the match. Serve again. As the backhand goes into the backhand of Jodar. Backhand out from Zverev at the line. Jodar forehand. As Zverev gets it, but hits in the net. 15-all. 15-all. All right, 15-all. This is finally Zverev's chance with Sinkaraz gone. Exactly. Serve down to see the backhand of Jodar. Backhand up from Zverev inside out. That's a beautiful backhand. 30-15. So clean. Such a clean shot. God, his backhand was terrible in the first half of the set. First set. And now he's just come to the rescue. Clean. Serve again. Into the forehand of Jodar. Return goes in the slice of Zverev, but Zverev hits it out. Jodar gets that one back on him. All right, 30-all. 30-all. Zverev 2 points away from a 2-set lead, but Jodar not done yet. 30-all. Great serve. Jodar gets it back with a slice. And then Zverev with a slice forehand, drop shot wide. What are you doing? Zverev's getting a little too confident with that drop shot. 30-40. Jodar was going to get there with time to spare. I don't know why he wouldn't just crush the shot. I mean, you're up a double break, but shit. Come on now. 30-40. Jodar to get a break back. Serving to the forehand of Jodar. Return goes in the front of Zverev. Jodar backhand. Zverev gets it back with the backhand. Jodar drop shot. Now Zverev's going to get to the net. Jodar with a backhand lob. Zverev with a smash. Can't reach it! And luckily he didn't because Jodar hit it out. Whoa. Lucky Zverev wasn't like a couple of inches taller because he would have hit that probably into the roof. It would have gone straight up. Like Zverev leaps. But it goes long. I don't think, yes, Zverev would have smacked that into the crowd. That would have been the worst smash. He's so lucky he missed that. It either would have hit here, which meant it would have just gone straight up, or he would have hit it behind him and then he would have killed someone in the front row. All right, Zverev, he got lucky with that. And it went long as well. If that goes in, that's an amazing lob, but he's lucky he missed that, Zverev, because that was going to be a tough smash to watch. Advantage Zverev to take a 2-6 lead. Serve. Into the backhand is going nowhere. Zverev's up 2-6 and he just walks to the chair. No celebration. He'll let Grandma celebrate. She'll shake her fist for him. And Sasha's got a 2-set lead. I tell you, chat. I mean, I was the same. We're looking at the first set going, oh, he's not looking good, Zverev. And then he just like goes, why are you worrying, everybody? What are you worrying? What are you talking about? Why are you scared? Why are you scared? What are you worried about? I got this. Has he got this? He's got this. He's got this. Has he got this? He's got this. Has he got this? Has he got it, though? He might. I mean, he thinks he's got it. Obviously, right? Otherwise, he's not going to get it if he doesn't think. If he does. Hey, we got to 1,000 likes. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for joining. 2 sets down. Let's see if Jodar can be inspired to fight back. The sun's outside. The rain's gone, but the roof is always going to stay shut. If it starts under the roof, it stays under the roof. At least for the match. Maybe the night session's under the stars. Or the clouds. 9 winners and 8 errors from Zverev in that set. 6 winners and 9 errors from Jodar. Only 1 break point against Zverev. That was at the very end of the set. And Jodar couldn't take it. Zverev, 2 out of 4 break points converted. Zverev just cruising, man. He is just cruising. All right. I don't know if Jodar can come back from this against someone like Zverev. Yeah. Again, I mean, that second set was quick, though, but I don't know either. I wouldn't be surprised if Jodar wins this set. Like, I think he could definitely get this set. But 2 sets down against Zverev is not the same as 2 sets down against Carreño Busta. Chat, do you want a stat? One in the chat if you want a stat. One in the chat if you want a stat. Who wants a stat? Who wants a stat? Anybody want a stat? One in the chat if you want a stat. One in the chat. Do you want a stat? What? Just one. Just one in the chat if you want a stat. One in the chat if you want a stat. One in the chat if you want a stat. 2 in the chat if you don't. All right. So when Zverev goes up 2-11 in a Grand Slam, all the slams, 73 wins, 3 losses. 73-3 when he wins the first 2 sets at a Grand Slam. When he wins the first 2 sets at a Grand Slam on clay, aka Roland Garros, never lost from 2 sets up. 26-0 when he goes up 2-11. He doesn't lose matches when he goes up 2 sets. The only time he's ever played 5 sets, a couple of times, but not many. Millman in 2019. He went up 2-0. Millman came back, but he won the 5th at 6-3. And then also Lajovic in 2019, Zverev won the first set. Lajovic fought back, but then Zverev ran away with the fifth. Even looking at like four-setters, he was up 2-6-love against Alcaraz in 2022. And then Alcaraz won the fourth, but then Zverev won Alcaraz won the third, then Zverev won the fourth. No one's been able to win the fourth set except for Alice this week. So up until this week, the last couple of years, Zverev 2-6-love wins in straights. So even getting to a fourth set is unlikely by Zverev's record at Roland Garros. Now, the three guys who have beaten him from 2-6-love when he's up 2-6-love, Fritz at Wimbledon, 2024, but Fritz, right, against Zverev right now. Medvedev Australian Open semifinals, which was a banger. And then back in the US Open final, Dominic Thiem, where Zverev had championship points. So, Thiem, Medvedev, and Fritz. All top 10 guys, all Masters 1000 champions, two Grand Slam champions there. So you have to be a Grand Slam champion or American to beat Zverev from 2 sets up. Not even Djokovic or Nadal could do it. Right? If you're 2 sets down. So Zverev's up 2-6-love. You got to have a Grand Slam or be Taylor Fritz. And Taylor Fritz against Zverev is different. We know that. 15-30. 73-3, which if I do some quick math, is 96% he wins. 96% of the time, he wins from 2 sets up Zverev. 96% of the time. That's almost as accurate as Hawkeye on clay. Allegedly. 15-40. Not 100%, but close enough. Safe. Forehand winner by Jodar. And it's 30-40. By the way, chat, we've got like 3 hours until the night session. What? They're going to put matches on after this. A match after this. Because the outside courts are probably... oh, maybe not. Hang on. Yeah, they're probably going to move a doubles match on here. There's a boys doubles match with French wildcards. So they'll probably chuck that on here. That'd be a cool experience. That'd be cool if they did that. All right, backhand into the net by Jodar, and there's the break. Zverev, 1-love in the third. Because you got a mixed quarterfinal tonight, which they won't change. And then on the outside courts, there's this boys doubles, girls doubles, and some... Oh, they've got some wheelchair singles. Maybe they'll chuck on a wheelchairs match. Maybe they'll put like one of the French players from the wheelchair division to jump on and have a go on center court. That'd be awesome if they could. They got to give the French people a chance to watch some French players. The outside courts are like they're just getting back on apparently. There's a lot of matches outside that haven't been completed. Wheelchair and juniors on the outside courts have just come back. So that'd be cool. They might, because they've got like 3 hours if Zverev wins in some straights, right? All right. Good serve from Zverev, 15-love. Now remember, the winner of this, well, Zverev, if he wins, will take on the winner of Menchik and Fonseca, who obviously are playing tonight. The winner of this will play the winner of that. And Zverev right now is going to play the winner of that. Now, Zverev hasn't played either of those guys. Sorry, he hasn't played Menchik. He has played... Wait, has he played Menchik? Hang on. He's definitely played Fonseca. We watched it. Did he play Menchik? He did play Menchik in Madrid. So he's played both those guys this year. So super relevant. He beat both those guys in 3 sets, though. Monte Carlo, he beat Fonseca, and then he beat Menchik in Madrid. Ooh. So that's it. That's fun. That's interesting. He's beat them in 3 sets, though. He beat them both in 3 sets. So that's kind of fun. As the backhand now into the slice of Zverev. Zverev drop shot goes wide. 15-0. All right, 15-0. Serve again from Zverev. It's a 16-shot rally, that one. And to the guy that keeps on like downplaying everybody else on this tournament and just talking about Sinner and Alcaraz, come back to Wimbledon. You're kind of annoying everybody. Like, we get it. You love Sinkeraz, but, you know, everyone's getting kind of tired of you. I'm noticing. So just come back when they play. So then, you know, you can be excited for them instead of, you know, ruining everybody's fun here. 30-15. As the forehand goes in from Zverev, too good. 40-15. 40-15. Lovely hitting from Zverev. And Jodar's still running everything down, but he's not getting it back like he was in the early parts of the match. Obviously, if Jodar was a champion, he wouldn't have done such a thing. I have no idea what you're talking about. First serve's a fault, second serve. What, he wouldn't have lost the second set? Okay. All right, 40-15. Zverev serves again. Into the back of Jodar. Return goes out, and Zverev's serve has got him the 2-love lead. All right. Two love. What's going on with this match? Zverev is kind of putting on a clinic. Like Zverev is just showing there's levels to this game. And you might not like the way Zverev plays or the way that he goes about it and the way that he wins, because it's not like, you know, winners and highlight shots, but God, man, he just works, man. He just works. Didn't panic when he was down 5-2. Maybe Jodar did give him a little chance to break back, right? Because Jodar was unbreakable on serve until that 5-3 game where he maybe got a little nervous. But man, like Zverev is just like Zverev is just playing. You know, it's like this is how he plays. This is how he does it. Nothing fancy. Not doing anything crazy. He's just chipping away. That's just a construction worker. He's got the hard hat on, and he's just working away. You know, he's not panicking. He didn't like, oh, we're let down 5-2. Don't worry about it. We've got plenty of time. Like, he's just, you know, he's just slowly picking Jodar apart. As the backhand for Zverev again, the backhand of Jodar into the backhand of Zverev. Jodar wins that point. Zverev goes wide, 15-0. And this is where the experience of Zverev is showing, right? You know, not to panic at 5-2 down in the first because he knows that you've got 5 sets to play, you know. He just has to win 3 of 5. And then also just, you know, like playing the rallies his way. Not trying to match Jodar with the winners, right? He's just like, I'm just gonna push you around. I'm gonna make you work. 15-0. Is it a backhand rally? Zverev up the line at the front of Jodar. Front from Zverev. Into the front of Jodar. Jodar hits it out. 15-30. This is just grind. Right? Zverev's just on the grind. 15-30. As Jodar serves again. Serving to the backhand is Zverev. Return goes to the front of Jodar. That's a good shot. Jodar smacks that one away. Inside in winner. 30-0. By the way, chat, doesn't matter what the result is here. Jodar's have had a phenomenal clay season. He's had a phenomenal breakout. Doesn't matter if he loses to Zverev, who has 10 years experience at this level on him, right? 10 years. We forget that Zverev is not 25, right? He's closer to 30. And Jodar is 10 years his junior. He has got so much time, and he has been so good throughout, consistently good throughout this clay season. He's won a title, right? We didn't know who this guy was in March, right? And 2 months later, he's in a quarterfinal of a slam, and we're all buzzing, right? Going, oh shit, there's another one, right? There's another guy. Along with Fonseca and Menchik and Tien and Feast and all these other guys we're already talking about. Now the fun part is going to be trying to watch him, seeing how he does on the other surface. I don't think he is going to be worried. I would be very surprised if he went throughout the rest of the season, didn't do anything. I'd be very shocked. Because I think he's going to be fine on the hard. He might struggle on grass, right? Because that is such a change. And he's been so good on clay that maybe the grass is going to be maybe too much to expect from him. But the hard courts, like I don't think he's going to be missing for long if we don't see him do much on grass. But he's got the game that could be explosive on the grass. I mean, Nadal at the US Open. I mean, that could be fun. Would it be so strange to see him in another quarterfinal in the US? I don't think so. Advantage Hadar. As we get a fault second serve. As the return goes up the line from Zverev, Hodar gets it back, but overhits it. God, Zverev just a smart return. And we get to deuce. We've got 3.5 hours until the night match. Why didn't they put Eala on now? We should put a new rule, ruining vibes. Backhand return. Into the backhand of Hodar. Backhand from Zverev again. The backhand of Hodar. Backhand again from Zverev into the Hodar backhand. Zverev up the line. Just goes long. And it's advantage Hodar. All right, advantage Hodar. Hodar's ranking, by the way, 23 in the world. As of today, if Fonseca wins tonight, then he'll be number 24 because Fonseca will overtake him. I'll tell you, chat, these matches are such a big deal. No shit, they're quarterfinals, but like for the next generation, great drop shot. Hodar's on the board, 2-1 Zverev in the third. So here is the math, right? If Hodar comes back to win, and Fonseca beats Menchik, then the winner of Hodar Fonseca will be higher ranked out of those three guys, right? If Menchik beats Fonseca and Hodar beats Zverev here, then again, those two guys will be playing for the best of the next generation. Over Tien as well, because Tien's at 18. So they're at 21 is Menchik, 23 Hodar, and 25 Fonseca. If Fonseca wins tonight and Hodar loses now, then he'll still overtake them, but he'll still be behind Tien. So, like, the winners of the matches today are going to decide who is the best of the next generation. I mean, a semifinal of the Slam, right, is the best result that any of those guys have had. Tien's made quarterfinals, and the other guys have just got here for the first time. So, like, by the end of this tournament, we might have a little bit more of a clearer picture of, like, okay, who is, how do we, because we always have this discussion, right? Or not discussion. This conversation, right, where it's like Tien's better than Fonseca and Hodar's better than this guy, and actually everyone's better than Fonseca pretty much. So it'd be nice to actually get a little bit more clarity after this tournament to go, okay, well, what do the rankings look like? Okay, this guy's number 1, this guy's number 2. Feast, by the way, is crammed in the middle between Tien and Menchik, and Feast didn't get to play this tournament, unfortunately, because he probably would have gained some points. So Feast is kind of crammed in the middle there as well. So, yeah. So we're probably going to find... We are going to find a little bit of who is the best of this generation as of June 2026, right? Because things change quickly. Wimbledon could change things again. All right, 2-1 Zverev over the break. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Serve. There's a fault by Zverev. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes out by Jodar. 15 love. $15 love. Feast is 22. He's old now. Okay. 400 rather. That goes in the net from Jodar. It's 30 love. All right, return. Goes in the forehand of Zverev. Jodar with a pass. Zverev with a good volley, but Jodar rips a cross-court winner. He hasn't done that very often. Well, he did a little bit at the start of the match, but since Zverev sort of zapped him from energy, he hasn't been able to hit those passes like that. All right. $30-15. As the return goes in the back of Zverev up the lines, a great shot. Zverev, jeez, his backhand is world class. That is a crazy backhand. 40-15. Serve again. And the Jodar backhand goes wide. 3-1 Zverev. He keeps the break. Okay. Hats off to these young players. Next generation looks good. Think they break up the Sinkaraz party. Yeah. I'll tell you, after this week, chat, what matchups do you want to see coming up? And look, let's just pretend like Alcaraz is coming back tomorrow, right? What, it doesn't have to be like, oh, that's too far away. No, who cares? What matches do you want to see as soon as possible? Between the guys that we've seen this week, even some of the guys that aren't here, maybe, you know. But what are the matches that you want to see next? You want to see Jodar take on Djokovic, right? Do you want to see Menchik take on Alcaraz? Like, or Sinner again? Like, what are some of the matches that you want to see after what we've seen this week with these young guys? Who do you want to see these young guys take on next? Alcaraz versus any of them? Yeah, I want to see Alcaraz versus Jodar. I want to see Jodar versus Alcaraz. That's what I want to see, personally. Alcaraz Fonseca, round 2. Okay. Jodar Fonseca. Okay, we might, we're not going to get that at this rate, but that would be great fun to get a rematch. A lovely hitting by Zverev again. And Jodar just missing the drop shot. Everyone behind Jodar just like, oh, how'd you miss it? Oh, they're all celebrating. They're all feeling the pain. Alcaraz Fonseca, Menchik versus Carlos or Sinner. Okay. Menchik versus Alcaraz. We haven't seen that recently. Alcaraz net by Zverev. And it's 30-15. By the way, chat, we're almost at 1,100 likes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right. The lady with the Spanish flag, she's still cheering. Love that. All right, return goes into the forehand of Jodar. Forehand from Zverev. Again to the forehand of Jodar. Zverev up the middle. Jodar with a backhand cross court. Zverev gets it. Jodar with a backhand again. To the backhand is Zverev. Jodar backhand up the line. Zverev gets a forehand cross court. Jodar forehand again to the forehand of Zverev. Again to the forehand of Jodar on the stretch. Zverev. Forehand up the line is a great shot. Jodar gets it back with the backhand but misses wide. And it's 30-0. All right, 30-0. Now, chat, after this match, does this give you any more or less confidence about Zverev winning this thing? Are you more convinced, or are you less convinced that he will win this title? Has it helped is it given you more confidence in him, or has it not changed a thing? Because let's be honest, he's still got another tough match in the semis. As that goes in the net by Zverev, and it's 40-30. Less, okay, I don't know about less, but fair enough. More confident, more, okay. Caboli will win, okay. Joao will win. Reserve judgment until final, okay. Fair enough. All right, 40-30, Jodar. More convinced. I think the only one guy to stop him can be Fonseca. He won't beat anyone else, okay? He would beat anyone else, sorry. Yeah. As with the backhand now from Zverev, the backhand of Jodar. Backhand as Zverev is wide, and Hodar's on the board again. He's won a couple of games now in this set. 3-2 Zverev with a break, though. Yeah, Caboli... See, this is the thing, right? It's kind of like Sabalenka on the women's side. Like before today's matches. Kostyuk and Andreeva and Svitolina in the final of a Grand Slam for the first time, I don't think should be underestimated as how much pressure that is. There's only one guy besides Zverev that's made a final of a slam, and that's Berrettini. So, like, Caboli in the final of a slam beating Zverev is in a final of a slam? That's a big ask. Best of 5. Yeah, he can beat Zverev. We've seen them play twice already. It'll be a fun trilogy. But Caboli beating Zverev in the final? If it was the semis, I'd say, well, maybe. But in the final? I don't know. FAA in the final, same thing. It's like, never been there. Zverev's been there, right? I feel like experience should matter for that. The semis, though, would Zverev rather... Actually, you let me know, chat. What do you reckon? Do you reckon Zverev would rather play Menchik or Fonseca? Who do you think he'd rather play? I think I have an answer. Who do you think Zverev would rather play in the semis tonight? If he does win this match, because he still hasn't finished yet, who do you think he would prefer to play? Menchik, Fonseca. Menchik at the moment. Yeah, I think he'd rather play Menchik too, because I think Menchik, one, there's definitely there's a chance of a physical advantage, because we see Menchik struggle at times. But also, like, if Zverev serves well, it's going to be tie breaks, but he probably rate his chances in the clutch against Menchik. Whereas against Fonseca's just too... I think Zverev's just got... he's just too... Fonseca's just too... too much variety. And it's just like... Yeah, that's too wild. It's too much of a wild card for Zverev, I think, to play Fonseca. Even though he's already played Fonseca. But, like, if Fonseca starts smacking winners, not much Zverev can do there. So I think Menchik as well. He'd rather play Menchik. At least he knows if I serve well and if I can rally well, I should be able to beat him physically and with the serve. But against Fonseca, we've seen that he doesn't look tired, even though he's played some crazy matches. And that even if Zverev was like in this situation, right? If Zverev played like this against Fonseca, I don't think he'd be winning as easily. I don't even know if he'd be winning, right? I mean, Fonseca has nerves of steel. He might not have been broken to give back the break. Whereas Jodar is definitely, you can tell he's definitely, I wouldn't say he's physically struggling. Like, you know, he doesn't look like he's limping or anything, but he does seem like he's lost his spark a little bit. Maybe he's lost a little bit of hope. By the way, what is this weird ass? What the hell is this? That's kind of creepy and crazy and cool. That was a cool, like, artistic. You know, I'll see that? Where it was like a reflection of Jodar returning Zverev's serve, but they're both on the same side of the court. That was cool. Anyways, 30 love. That's fancy. I like that. All right, 30 love. It depends on tonight, though, because if Fonseca plays a 5-hour match tonight, then Zverev might not care about playing Fonseca. He might be like, you're going to be tired, brother. 4-4 rally is we had a 4-0 from Zverev up the line at the back end of Jodar. Zverev back into the forehand of Jodar. Zverev. Forehand goes wide. 30-15. Fonseca gets tired, but he doesn't give up. Well, that's it, yeah. And I'm not saying that Jodar's giving up, but he definitely is finding it hard to believe he can come back. He's also never come back from 2 sets of love. From 2 sets of love down in a Grand Slam quarterfinal, right? I mean, he did come back from 2 sets down in the last match. Carreño Busta did get the shoulder problem, so how much did that make an impact? We don't know. But he hasn't been down 2 sets of love, obviously, against Zverev. Is a totally different situation. Whereas Fonseca has been down 2 sets of love against Djokovic. He'll have confidence coming back forever. Because he'll always be like, well, I did come back up against Djokovic to do it. So if anybody else, I can do that too as well. You know what I mean? Like there's a different level of belief there forever. Ace out wide. It's 4-2. 4-2 Zverev. Brandon.
Jodar mentally was affected by tout calls by chair judge and key spots late in first set and early second set that he couldn't mentally rebound from.
I mean, there was one call that he thought was wide. Or thought was in, but I don't think he was that. I don't think that's the... I mean, I don't think that's... Like, I don't think he's blaming anyone for this but himself. Like, I don't think that's as big of a factor as you think it is. There was definitely one call that he was like, he argued a little bit, but there wasn't any massive arguments from Jodar against the chair for the calls. So I don't know if that was as big of a factor as you think it is. I think it's more just the thought of having to come back from 2 sets down against Zverev. 15 love. And Zverev's just worked him. You know, he's just, there's no free points. 15-0. Unless I missed, did Jodar argue with the chair at any point? Like at the change of ends? Maybe I missed it. 15-0. Ah, 15-0. As Jodar serves into the forehand of Zverev. Jodar down the middle of the backhand of Zverev, into the backhand of Jodar. Zverev wins a point. Jodar hits it long. It's 15-30. If I had to use one word to describe how this match has been won and lost, I think the word I'd use would be experience. I think that is such a big factor in this one. Zverev with the experience to know how to do this, and Jodar hasn't got any experience at this level yet, at this stage of a tournament. Because Zverev didn't panic at 5-2, 2-5 down the first. He knew how long this marathon was going to be. And Jodar, I don't think he panicked when he was serving for the set, but maybe when he was up 5-2, maybe in his mind he was like, ooh, I'm doing really well here. And then when he lost the first set, he kind of was, maybe hurt, like beat himself up a bit. Good serve there though, 40-30. But the experience that Zverev's got, I think we underestimate. He doesn't lose to random players here. I said this two days ago. Zverev doesn't lose to random players here. He loses to Thiem, Djokovic, Ruud, Tsitsipas, Nadal, right? Like Zverev loses to the cream of the crop at Roland Garros. He doesn't have random losses here. Here. Yeah, other slams he does, but not here. Roland Garros is his best slam. He's solid. This is his favorite or his best tournament. These are randoms. When I say randoms, I mean he doesn't lose to like new guys, right? He doesn't lose to guys that, yeah, maybe in the future he'll lose to Jodar, right? Maybe. But he doesn't lose to like players that he only has lost to players that have established themselves at this tournament. Jodar, great shot there. And it's advantage. Like, Zverev has lost 11 matches here. Djokovic, Alcaraz, Ruud, Nadal, Tsitsipas, Sinner. Sinner in 2020 was a weird loss at the time because Sinner was 75 in the world. Hindsight, if he does lose to like Menchik or Fonseca or Jodar here, then maybe in hindsight we're looking like 5 years and be like, oh yeah, okay, he lost to a future Grand Slam champion or whatever. But at the time, that was the weird loss when he lost to Sinner in 2020. But there was rumblings of Sinner. And then Djokovic team, Verdasco team, and then he lost in the qualies back 10 years ago. So again, at Roland Garros, he lost to team twice. He lost to Djokovic. He lost to twice. He lost to Alcaraz. He lost to Ruud, Nadal, Tsitsipas, Sinner, and Verdasco. Like, all of those guys have been top 10. All of those guys have been slam semifinals at the worst, minimum, Verdasco, right? And most of those guys have been very good at Roland Garros or on the clay in general, right? Tsitsipas, Ruud, team. The other guys obviously as well. But, I mean, that's who Zverev loses to here. He doesn't lose to, to guys that aren't already, besides that Sinner match, but then again, well, he lost to Alcaraz in 24. He lost to Tsitsipas in 21, right? Tsitsipas was well and truly established by then. He lost to Djokovic in 2019. He was number 1 in the world. He lost to Nadal, right? Or he got injured against Nadal, but he still, he got beaten by Nadal. And then Ruud in 23, after Ruud had just made the final in 22, right? And then he lost to Verdasco back in 2017, first round. But again, Verdasco is crazy like that. And then lost the team back in 18 and 16. So yeah, again, so who's in the draw that could beat him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's in the draw that is on that level of name that there's no one there. Maybe Felix, maybe Berrettini, maybe. But there's no one. Like, none of these guys are near that list. Besides Berrettini with the final experience of Wimbledon, and maybe semi-final experience for Felix. Like, they're the only two guys that, if you said that Zverev lost to those guys, they would maybe make sense on that list. But then Berrettini's really, he's a grass guy, but he's not really a clay guy. He has made a final of clay events, but like, I wouldn't say Berrettini at Roland Garros is. And then, but FAA, he did push Rafa to 5 sets here, so there is some. But then, and he made a final in Madrid, so there is some probably more for him, like more chance that he beats Zverev. But the other guys, I mean, Caboli, even though Caboli's been good, does Caboli beat him? Does Rinaldi beat him? Does Menchik beat him? Does Fonseca? I mean, I'm just trying to convince everybody here to that he's the favorite for a reason, right? Like, Zverev's the favorite for a reason. Part of the reason is because of his record here. As the return goes in front of Zverev, he shanks that into the roof. And now he's at 30-all. Because, of course, why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be at 30-all? God damn it. 30-all. Where's that hat? Hadar might get some life here because the crowd are going crazy. 30-all. Serve. Into the forehand of Jodar. Forehand from Zverev up the line. Jodar with the backhand. Zverev gets it with his backhand. Jodar backhand again. Zverev up the line wide. Jodar's got a breakback point. And he's shaking his fist. Zverev's not in the finals yet. You're not in the semis yet, Sasha. Stop jinxing. Stop watching Harry Potter. 30-40. Zverev serves. Zverev serves. The crowd's going wild. They want more tennis. They're paid for this. We've got 3 hours till the night session. Serve. Down the tee. Jodar hits it wide. Sasha is clutch. Deuce. Faithful serve. All right, deuce. Oh, and then an ace. Or was it? Umpire's going to check. Jodar says maybe wide. Umpire says nope, it's in. Great serve, Sasha. 2 big serves, advantage. Don't worry. I don't know why you're worried, Chad. I don't know why you were freaking out all of a sudden. Just relax. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I don't know what you're worried about. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why. Just chill. Chill. I just told you a bunch of stats that you should be fine. Just, relax. Serve. Into the back of Jodar. Return is short. Zverev forehand. That's a winner. See, look. Zverev's fine. He was never in trouble. There's nothing wrong. Nothing happened. 5-3. He's fine. Fine. He's allowed to lose a couple of points. It's fine. 5-3. And Zverev with a bit of a come on after that one. I mean, that could have got sketchy, a little bit sketchy if he had lost that serve. All right, return. Into the forehand of Jodar. Forehand from Zverev, but Jodar hits it wide. Love 15. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We got to 300K yesterday, which was ridiculous numbers. Love 15. Serve to the back end is Zverev. 4 now from Jodar. That's a good shot. Zverev slices it back though. As Jodar. 4 in cross court. Zverev goes round the net, but it's wide. Ooh. That could have been a shot of the tournament contender if it lands. Zverev's looking going, oh, damn it. I missed one of the greatest shots of my career. 15 all. Oh, that could have been a shot of the tournament. He's like, I know Zverev's even like, man, I had that one. First serve's a fault, second serve. Serving to the forehand, Zverev. Return goes to the forehand of Jodar. Jodar drags it wide on the forehand. 15-30. 15-30. As Jodar serves again. Serve. Into the forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Jodar. Zverev with the backhand. Into the backhand of Jodar. That's a lovely drop shot. And Zverev is so far back he couldn't get close. 30 all. And the crowd appreciate that one. 30 all. All right. Too good. 30 all. Serving to the forehand of Zverev. Return into the forehand of Jodar. Zverev with a forehand up the line. Jodar backhand cross court. Zverev gets it. Jodar backhand again to the backhand of Zverev. Into the forehand of Jodar. Zverev with a forehand up the line again. Jodar with the backhand in the net. And there's the match point. 30-40. Zverev to take the match. Make the semis again. It wasn't easy to start with. It's a hot start from Jodar, but Zverev has just been so patient. And he's just been so using that experience. Didn't panic. As we get served into the forehand, Zverev return. Into the forehand of Jodar. Zverev with the forehand. Again to the forehand of Jodar. Zverev. Forehand up the line. What a shot from Zverev to finish! And Sasha's into the semis. The favorite goes on. And he's only dropped one set. That was a hell of a shot to finish from Sasha. There's a little bit of cherry on top there. Jodar's got a career ahead of him. He's a star. We know he's a star. But today belongs to Zverev. That was so. It wasn't, besides that last shot, which was great. That was just a smart match by Zverev. Didn't panic. Worked out, okay, I need to be a little more aggressive. Just little bits and little tweaks here and there for Zverev. It wasn't doing anything massively wrong early on. He was just getting outplayed and overhit. Or out-hit, I should say. And look, Jodar's got a career. We know that. It'd be awesome to see him on the other surfaces. I think the next big thing for him is he's got to, I guess, prove it on other surfaces, even though his game should translate onto hard courts pretty easily. He's not a clay courter. The way that he plays is not a clay courter. So we'll be seeing Jodar again. He's not going to disappear. But Zverev he's made the semis here a bunch before. He's made the quarters before. He knows how to do this. He knows how to win these matches. Experience. You said Jodar was going to win in 3-0. Yeah, you're just... Oh, okay. All right, bye, buddy. Fonseca is going to be tough. Was Fonseca Menchik? They're going to come up in like 3 hours, by the way. Yeah. Experience made the difference. Yeah. Jodar's 19, Zverev's 29. Yeah. Exactly. Jodar's, again, phenomenal couple of months from Jodar, right? He went from like 80 or something in the world. Like, let's give him his credit, because when these things happen, when one of these young guys lose to a very good player and very experienced high-level player like Zverev, everybody likes to come in and go, oh, he's actually really bad at tennis, isn't he, Jodar? No, he's not. He's great. You're an idiot. So Jodar, before the clay season, was 109 in the world. In Miami, he was 109 in the world. 109. He then comes out, wins Marrakesh, doesn't play Monte Carlo. Barcelona semifinals, Madrid quarterfinals, Rome quarterfinals, Roland Garros quarterfinals. That is crazy good. Only losing on the clay to Fils, Sinner, Dardery, Zverev. I mean, that is a phenomenal clay season with a title in your pocket, a handful of quarterfinals at the massive events, right? That is a phenomenal run. Not to mention, he also made a final of a challenger event at the start of the year in Canberra on the hard court, so don't think he's going anywhere. Some of the results early on, he lost to Menchik in Australia in straight sets, so coming through the qualies, but then lost to Menchik. But came through the qualies of Miami as well, ended up losing to Echeverry, but yeah, he is here. He is here. And now is going to be the fun part, seeing him play on other surfaces, because he has shown in his junior career that he won the US Open Juniors, right? So he knows how to win on hard courts. He's got that. He's got those things. 2 years ago, he won at the Junior US Open 2 years ago. So he knows how to play on hard courts. He knows how to win on that surface as well. But man, what a phenomenal run. And now he's close to top 20. 2 months ago. 2 months. 2 months. April, May, and now here, right? So phenomenal. And breakout for sure. Has had a great season. Exactly. And he just got beaten by experience today. Just a guy that knows how to win these kind of matches. Knows how to pace himself through these matches, and knows how to just slowly chip away at your confidence too. I mean, Zverev, he was just picking Jodar apart after that first set. Even in the tiebreak, he was just like slow, methodical, right? Just like, and Jodar was just slowly starting to lose the confidence. And this Zverev just, he wears you down. He wears you down. Only Fonseca can stop Zverev. I'll tell you, Zverev beaten Menchik or Fonseca in straights. Then we're all going to look silly, aren't we? We're all going to be like, why do we doubt him? Why were we nervous? What? But he has to beat one of those guys. And the good thing for Zverev is that he got through in straights, a couple of hours. They're going to play in 3 hours, and they're probably going to play 4 sets if it plays out the way that we expect. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, good win. Very good win for Zverev. Because it was a massive step up from playing a lucky loser to one of the most informed guys right now. So, great win for Zverev. Zverev's not tired. Well, that's it too. I mean, Zverev doesn't get tired, right? He doesn't get tired. Let's talk about some stats, though. So, Zverev served the 7 aces, only the 1 for Jodar. 80% of first serves in, 71% of first serve points won. So, the serving is Zverev pretty much from 2-5 down when I was saying, man, he's not serving well. He started serving amazing. 35 winners, 35 errors from Zverev. 22 winners, 29 errors from Jodar. Zverev came to the net 19 times, won 26 points. Sorry, what? How? How does that work? I'll explain it better. He went to the net 26 times and won 19 points. 73% of the net at the net, which is not Zverev, right? Zverev is not a volley guy. He wasn't. He is now. He's a volley guy now. Yeah, and there you major stats there. He broke 5 times out of the 11 break points he had. He only got broken once, Zverev, and that was early in the match, right at the start when he got broken to go down, 3-1? He got broken straight away, right? At the first games of the match, right? Jodar got him in the early games. When did he get broken? Hang on, let me check. Can't remember. It was so long ago. Yeah, he got broken at 4-2, to go down 5 and then 5-2, and then he broke back. So yeah, he only got broken the once, which was at that stage where Jodar was starting to feel comfortable and starting to unleash, but then Zverev got the break back, and he clawed his way back and won the tiebreak, and then never looked back. And Zverev didn't look bothered at all after that. With his experience, Zverev is a heavy favorite. Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah, and look, we will definitely be taking notes tonight to see if anything these guys do, Menchik included, right? Anything that Menchik and Fonseca do tonight that could potentially derail Zverev. But yeah, I looking at their games side by side, Fonseca feels more dangerous, a lot more dangerous for Zverev than Menchik. That's where the inexperience came in. Well, that's it, yeah. And that, again, I don't think no one's bashing Jodar here, which is great, and I love that. I love that nobody's talking shit about somebody who's been playing really well and looking silly, But yeah, he made a quarterfinal at 19. I mean, that is quarterfinal of a slam, second slam, his second Grand Slam appearance. And he makes the quarters. I mean, that is... And not only that, but when the draw came out, that section that he's in, we saw Fritz, we saw Lehechka, we saw Fokina. We all were speaking about Jodar. Like, he earned that by playing so well early on the in the clay, right? He was... that section was his, even though Fritz is number 7. And yeah, Fritz lost early, but when the draw came out, it was like, oh, that's Jodar. Hadar's Zverev. We weren't saying Fritz Zverev in the quarters. We weren't saying Lehechka. Well, some maybe were, but most people weren't. It was Hadar's section. So he's already gained that, notoriety of reliability, right? People trust him that he's going to make it. Like I said, won Marrakesh, semifinals Barcelona, quarterfinal, Madrid, Rome, Roland Garros. I mean, he is consistent. That's a top 10. That's a top 20 guy right there. Possibly even top 10 if he can do it on the hard courts. He could win Canada. Canada's up for grabs. We all know that Canada's not the place that people go usually. He goes to Canada. Poppy won Canada, right? Shelton's won Canada. These guys win Canada. Canada's an option for everyone, Menchik included, all these guys, right? So, let's see what happens there. Maybe he does well in Cincy. If the courts are quick, let's see how that game works on the faster courts as well. But yeah, it's going to be fun to see how Jodar does what he does next, because he's not going to disappear. I could see him doing well at Wimbledon. Yeah. Zverev's just too heavy for this kid. Jodar is amazing, but he just needed 1 or 2 years to be able to compete for the slam wins if he keeps improving this fast. Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll be a contender for sure. Like, he'll be a contender. Probably next year, man. Fonseca and Menchik start in 3 hours. 3 hours. Now, 1 second, chat. Three hours. 3 hours. FAA's Zverev final, maybe. Could be. Fonseca runs ends tonight. Let's go Menchik, okay? Hang on. Ugh. Nah. All right. Berrettini versus Fonseca final. Book it. I mean, that would be something. We're just going to say, imagine Sinner with a shaved head. Okay. Caboli's ranked 11. Yep. If Caboli beats FAA, is he top 10? Yes. Yes, he is. So, yeah, so Jodar's 23 in the world, career high ranking, no matter what happens tonight with the other matches. So that's awesome. Zverev wins a tournament, still behind Alcaraz, but he's really close. Like, Zverev, by the US Open, could be number 2 in the world again. Depending on how if Alcaraz comes back, how soon, right? Or when, you know. Menchik Felix final, okay. We're still not picking Zverev. We're still not convinced. We're still not convinced on Zverev. We're still not picking Zverev, okay. Caboli's Zverev final. I could see that. I could see Caboli's. If I had to pick the final, I'd say it would be that. From what I've seen so far this week, Caboli and Zverev have been the most impressive this week. They've won pretty easily. Like Zverev, yeah, he's had tight sets here and there, and Caboli's been flawless. Like he had one bad set yesterday, and that was it. Caboli's overrated? How? Caboli's awesome. What are you talking about? I don't think people rate Caboli at all. Like they don't rate him, overrate him. I think that people don't talk about Caboli enough. Fonseca Caboli final. Djokovic will play Wimbledon this year or not? Yeah. Caboli's playing Oh, who has Kaboli played? I mean, okay, you want to play that game? Fair enough. He beat Tien in straight sets, absolutely crushed Tien. He didn't get to play Cerundolo or Medvedev because they lost. The FAA match tomorrow is going to be really interesting. If Kaboli beats FAA tomorrow, he's the favorite for the final. I think Kaboli might be underrated. Yeah, I think Kaboli, for the last 12 months, has been living in the shadow of Musetti and Sinner. And now that they're gone, he can show, especially Musetti, because Musetti's been injured, right? So Kaboli can now show what he can do. And he's not going to be better than Sinner, but Kaboli, you're not impressed by Kaboli? Okay. Well, he doesn't need you to be impressed. I'm not impressed by Kaboli. Okay. I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. Whatever. Menchik Fonseca going to be hella exciting. I hope so. Stop yapping and cover a new game. God, you must be fun at parties. Kaboli's underrated. He's got a complete game, just lacks some power and ground strokes sometimes. Yeah, and maybe like a little bit. He gets a little bit like wild. You know, he tries to hit his way out of situations, but FA is not good enough to beat Kaboli this time. By the way, he's never beaten Kaboli. FA, he's lost twice. He's lost twice to Kaboli. So FAA is going to have to beat someone he's never beaten. It's going to be interesting. Kaboli's biggest flaw is inconsistency. Well, that's it. And he can get erratic. Like, he can play erratic. If his shots aren't working, he can get a little crazy. Want to see Berrettini versus Zverev? Last chance for the lost generation. Yeah, that'd be fun. That's why I was a little bit disappointed that Tiafoe lost yesterday, because it would have been fun to see, you know, Tiafoe versus Berrettini. That would have been really fun, but Big Foe couldn't serve it out. Which is kind of the story of that generation, right? So close, yet they lose the ones they need to. They lose the ones they they lose the points that they, you know, he was this close, but they've all been this close, haven't they? Zverev, you know, all these guys have been this close. I almost beat Rafa once. I almost won that slam. The almost generation. I made the final. I lost to Djokovic, right? Can Menchik make a final? Yeah. If he beats Fonseca, I think Menchik needs to beat Fonseca in straights to give himself the confidence, but also give himself the rest needed to play Zverev. Because I think Menchik, the problem I have with Menchik is is that he might have a lot of fatigue coming in, because he's beaten Rublev in 5, he's beaten Demonor in 4, and he had that weird match in the second round where he collapsed. So physically, I'm more worried about him than Fonseca, because Fonseca hasn't shown signs of any fatigue, which is mad because he's been playing crazy matches. He showed a little bit of fatigue in the third set against Ruud, but like, he slowed down. I wouldn't say fatigue. He slowed down. Berrettini and Sasha winning the trophy would be great. They are still standing. They are still standing. Berrettini's win yesterday was huge too. That was a huge, huge win. Such an emotional win the other day as well when he won in 5. We're missing one important player, Holger Rune. I know. Bring back Rune. We need Rune back. I miss Rune. I miss Rune. Bring back Rune. Hopefully Rune is back on the grass. Miss Draper as well. Yeah, bring back Draper as well. Bring the both back. We need them both. God, I'm getting starving now, chat. Tell you what, for his Zverev match, but the first set was obviously long, but for his Zverev match, it wasn't that grindy. Cam needs to start watching Draper when he gets back. I'll watch whoever I want to when they come back. I'll watch who I want to watch. I love how unpredictable this tournament is. Anyone can still win this. Yeah. You know what I love about this tournament? I love that it's unpredictable, but Zverev is still there. Like, when are we going to start calling it Zverev's tournament? Why? Like, when are we going to stop calling it unpredictable? Is it when Sasha? If Zverev wins, we're going to go, okay, yeah, that was kind of predictable. Like, if Zverev wins, it's not unpredictable. It's just that, you know what I mean? Like, it's unpredictable. Yeah, it is unpredictable. But, like, Zverev winning would be like, that would be kind of predictable. If he won at this point. If anybody else wins, it's unpredictable champion. But if Zverev won, it'd be like, okay, yeah. And especially if he wins in straight sets. I mean, he's lost one set so far. So, yeah, for now. Anything can happen. First time Sasha match was so short. I know, right? That first set, though, I mean, it was a grind, that first set, for sure. Go eat? Yeah, we'll get there. I'll get there. Do you think Zverev has been looking nervous at the start of the matches since Sinner went out? No. I don't think he looked nervous today. I mean, maybe a little bit nervous today. But also, you got to remember, he's never played Hadar, so maybe that was a little bit of, like, trying to figure out what Hadar's going to do and maybe working it out. But, no, I don't think he's been nervous. I think today he was down, he was down 2-5. But he didn't look like he was being very safe in the early of the match. And I said that earlier in the match. But then after I said that, he started to play more aggressively and it worked. And he started to, like, you know, bully Hodar a bit more. Serve better. Backhand works. But I don't think he's been nervous in the early matches since Sinner's been gone. He looked fine. Like, he played a tough match against De Jong, but that wasn't, like, I don't think it was nerves. But maybe it is, unless he says it is. You know, has he said it is? Sasha's in form. Yeah, Sasha's at semi-final Sasha. I mean, he makes the semis or better every time. Rome was the exception, right? He lost early in Rome. No one talking about Menchik. Yeah. But we're going to watch Menchik, so we will talk about him when we watch him later. And now it is the shock of the tournament. Yeah, I agree. He took out Tsitsipas, which was my pick to make the quarterfinals, and damn it. It was so close. Whoever plays Zverev next will have way more time on court, probably fatigue out. Well, yeah, that's what you would think, right? Zverev has the physicality over everybody else now. Like, now that Zverev hasn't played, like, even if Zverev plays a 5-hour match against Fonseca and wins, Zverev is not going to be as tired as everybody else. Caboli is the only one who is yet to play a long match, right? He hasn't played a 4 or 5 hour match yet. Everybody else has played 3-5 setters. Everybody else has played like 4 or 5 hours, you know, whatever. Zverev and Caboli, the only two that are coming in like the freshest. But that could change tomorrow if FAA and Caboli go the distance, right? That's going to be during the day, by the way, so that'll be interesting too. I don't understand why Berrettini and Rinaldi are tomorrow night, but I do because it's a schedule. And they did play, like, Rinaldi played last night, so to give him the most time I get. But I also think that they missed an opportunity to put on Caboli FAA is the night match. That should have been the night match. Like, that's the more interesting match. The seeds, you know, 2 young players, right? Berrettini and Nadal is a great match, but that's a day session. But I think it's because they want to give Analdi more time, I think, to get ready for that, which is cool. And the women's matches can't be at night because they've got to play the next day. So they don't want to put Sabalenka versus Schneider at night, and then the next day Sabalenka plays again, or whoever plays again in the morning or in the afternoon. So that's why there's no night session tomorrow for the ladies, but the men get a day off. Caboli cannot play long matches, so let's see. Yeah, FAA is going to drag him out into the long matches. It could be a long match tomorrow, and we'll see how Caboli reacts to that. Because if Caboli can beat FAA in like a 4-set, 3.5-hour grind, and he comes out of that looking okay, like not injured and nothing, that's a good test for Zverev. Like FAA and Zverev, they do play at a very similar pace. They love to play slow. So if Caboli's able to keep his concentration and keep his composure, be patient, and beat FAA in a 4-hour grind, that goes a long way to thinking, okay, well, that's a good test for Zverev in the final if you get there. So that's going to be interesting. It's probably, for Caboli, it's probably the best person he could have played, besides Medvedev maybe, to get ready for someone like Zverev. FA should beat Caboli. He's 0-2 though. He's 0-2 against Caboli. So that's got to give Caboli so much confidence. Caboli thrives on confidence. Like watch him play. He's got that Fanini swagger, right? So him going into a match knowing that he's never lost to somebody, he's 0-2 against them, like 2-0. He's going to go against FA and go, you can't beat me. I've beaten you twice. Like Caboli's going to use that. You're going to see it when he walks out. You keep saying about people getting tired. I'll ask again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading everybody's chat, not just yours. Isn't semifinals on Friday? Yes. So the guys that played today get 2 days off. Yes. Also, the clay gives Caboli more of an edge. Yeah. Yes. FAA, though, is not bad on clay. Like, he can play on clay. Just Caboli might have more better I don't know, confidence, or people trust Caboli more on clay than FAA, but FAA can play on clay. He's not bad on clay. Made the final of the Clay 1000. He played Rafa in 5 here. Like he's got results. It's just not his number one surface. I'm afraid that Caboli hasn't had many challenges. Well, that's why tomorrow is so important against FAA. It's going to be a big match. That was probably going to be the biggest match of tomorrow, because I think we're all thinking the same thing, and we respect Berrettini and we respect Analdi, but we know in the back of our minds, and you might not say it out loud, but I'll say it for you, Caboli FAA is for the final. Like that's the spot in the final for that's what it is before we get to it. Now tomorrow things happen. Someone comes out bruised. Okay, maybe it's Berrettini or Analdi, but going into tomorrow, we're all thinking the same thing, that is the semi-final. And the winner of that match should make the final, right? So that's why it's so much more interesting for me, that match. And that's why I'm a little surprised it's not at night. But also, I know why it's not at night. For Analdi's sake, to give him the most time to prepare and to be ready for Berrettini, right? But we're all thinking that, right? Don't. No disrespect to those other guys, but the semi-final, before the semi-final is that. And we're going to be taking a real good look at those guys, because they're the ones who are probably going to play against today's guys, right? You love watching Caboli? I think Caboli's great. He's so fun, Caboli. Such a fun player to watch. All right. I'm out of here. We'll be back in 2.5 hours. Yay! To watch the Menchik Fonseca match. 2.5 hours. Shit, I haven't had this much time off since yesterday, when I didn't watch the Parry match. But this is going to be I'm going to be sitting around for 2 hours. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. All right, make a video or something. I'll see you guys soon. Zverev wins in 2.5 hours, 7-6, 6-1, 6-3. And he is into the semi-finals of Roland Garros again. He'll take on the winner of tonight's match. So make sure you join us for that so you know who Zverev is going to play. Menchik versus Fonseca. See you in a couple hours.